Hi, guys. I'm a little behind in my art world. Oh, my goodness, guys. Sorry. Oh, thank you, guys. I love your black and the goldenrod hearts. Yep, and the yellows. That's correct. Guys, I'm hearing it with you as well. I'm hearing this, that the billboard, I can't help but laugh. Oh my God. Hi. Hi, Babushk. I can't help but laugh, guys. I mean, I know it's like we all had ideas and plans for this billboard. I can't help but laugh. Oh my God. Yes, I am on my way. I would say I'm 3-minute block. You know what? Wonder if we should go. No, we'll go this way. I said 3 minutes, but I meant 3 blocks, which is about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Yeah, they has put a different advertisement on it. Yeah, it would be interesting. It'll be interesting to find out who's paying for that and what happens. So I do have people that are going to join me and jump in the stream that have either been in the Sea Org themselves or they know about the blue buildings or work there, etc. And oh my God, look at these babies. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Oh my God, there's too many cute dogs around here, guys. So many cute dogs, just their souls. Because cute dogs can be all kinds of dogs. Whoa, it's a little windy up here. Okay, truckling along. Miss Laura, I need roller skates to keep up with you. Busybody. Thank you, KSW. 1. I got my Aussie shirt on. Stolen from my ex-boyfriend. Something. I gotta get something, you know? Something worth it. JK. Okay, so we're about to go around the block. I do hear some ambulances, but we know that could be anything, right? Hi, guys. Awesome shirt. Thank you, Fallen Star. This is my outfit. I got my boss sweat gears on, my boss hoodie, and my Aussie shirt. I feel very rock and roll and very golden flowery. Stolen shirts are the best revenge, right, Marissa? Oh my God. And then I, of course, brought my Sea Org hat, you know, because you can't show up. Ooh, it's windy out here, guys. You can't show up without that Sea Org hat. I just washed my hair, so it's all thin and fluffy, like a fluffy, cute girl. I feel like a real girl, and I don't like that sometimes. I like to be a little Aussie grunge. A little Aussie grunge in my life. All right. My vitamin water. Also, I brought my speaker and my spare Lara FM hotline, SBTV hotline phone. So I will be playing music. What is the t-shirt? It's Aussie. Hello. Okay. I wonder if I should start playing the music now or later. Guys, I have guests in here too, as you know, right? Hold on, I'm going to turn it this way. Oops, sorry. So sorry, guys. Part of this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to bring Liz Ferris in now. Boom. I've never done. Hi, Liz.
You did it.
I've never done a guest invite while I'm walking and in the live action of life.
That's because we had to call each other because we found out news and suddenly it was big news.
Big news. So I'm walking up there now. My chat knows. For those of you who are here who don't know Liz Ferris, if you don't, then I feel honored to be introducing you to Liz Ferris as one of my favorite people, friends, just good-hearted soul that we both learned to love each other and learn so much about each other. And it feels so good that people coming from our background can just have truth, truth be told, and the opinions and everything. Who gives a fuck, right? All right, guys. So Liz, do you want to talk to them while I turn the camera on?
Always.
A little bit of what
absolutely
of Big Blue and
so
all
a little bit of what I know about Big Blue, or what I know about
just any stories, experiences, like anything you want to talk about, the billboard, anything. By the way, guys,
there's no hold bars. So where she's walking right now, okay, let me see angle. Okay, so how far are you from Blue? Okay, so the doctor's office used to be just basically behind her by about a block.
And are you talking about Shaw Health Center?
Yes, and that is the only place that we went.
I was talking about that shit last night in the Dolphin van. In Chris. Okay, keep going. I'm gonna mute myself so people can hear you.
Okay. So where she showed you where Shaw was, that upper building right there, you have Incom on the other side of that, and none of these people that are sitting there would talk to us like we were some kind of freaks. They also filmed a scene of alienation right where she was just at, where the shoes were. We got to be in that movie, so that was super fun. There's the thing that nightmares are made of, right there. Yeah, that's nightmares. So when you see this building, some of it is birthing.
I always tell my chat, here's your favorite spot.
Please exit the vehicle. You can exit to the forward, the rear, the sides. Please exit this vehicle at all times.
You can go anywhere. Just don't be here.
Just don't be here. It's kind of like that saying where everybody's like, yes. I can't pop anything up. So yes, this is the Aftermath billboard is where she is walking. I see it's been outed in the chat. Great.
Right. Super windy. It's nice and warm and great weather, but it's the Santa Ana winds up in Cali here. Oh, look at this Jeep. Nice Jeep. Hope you're not a Scientologist. Ah! Oh no! My Sea Org hat fell off. I'm getting assigned treason.
Oh, you're out of uniform. Out of compliance. Out of compliance. Where's Nora? We definitely need Nora. Tell people that you're out of compliance.
Yeah, tell somebody to get my ethics in immediately.
Yeah, let's see that happen. Let's watch her bust out some Lariati.
Okay, so do you see we're walking up? Here is AOLA.
Yep. And right next. Yep.
There's your human trafficking van as usual. Look, they stopped. Oh my God, I have to show them my sign. They have to see this because they stopped way ahead so that they don't.
Oh, they saw you.
They saw me. So I'm going to show them. They must have some OT3s in the van. So we need them to know. Elderly abuse. If you're an elderly person in Scientology, you're probably experiencing elderly abuse and you don't even know it. You should not be feeling or neglecting the pain and the things that you're feeling. It's okay to leave the Sea Org and take care of your body. And you don't need to wear a mask inside the van. That's really stupid. So I want everybody to see the sign. It's okay to leave Sea Org and Scientology. I did it. You guys can do it as well. OT3 and Xenu information is not going to help you. All right, just had to get that in. Sorry.
Felt better? No, I love it. I love listening to you protest. Let's be realistic. I do see someone in the chat said that hold on, where did she go? Emma Robson. I know we have an issue with the AF, but this is shady shit. Phil paid good money in good faith to help people. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And also hey, this isn't, guys, this isn't about Aftermath Foundation right now. It's great that somebody put a billboard up in front of that Phil Jones put a billboard up in front of the exact spot where Sea Org members and Scientologists were going to see it. And the billboard said, are you trying to leave or help leaving Scientology? That is such an important thing. And okay, so now I'm going to turn it around because this is amazing. The fact that they have changed the sign to not only something that I love, but also, how could a Scientology donation fund somebody or something if it's not Scientology that says, if you're high, just don't drive. So, this is about weed now and driving? That is hilarious. Okay. By the way, Dan Walks LA is here, and he's such a sweetheart. He's been following Scientology since Winter Wonderland, like this past year when he saw Streets and me and everybody at Winter Wonderland and all that shit.
So that area right there, even though she's talking, so
right here, you know
where
about
the
this
screen is.
Yes, talk about
this is where they used to house the kids. Now
I have Liz
for some reason
she's like, oh my God, where's she? This is Layla, the hot star rock star babe. She's the hot star rock photographer babe.
Hot star rock star.
But wait, Liz is literally about to tell her story of children, and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even. I already told all that. I'm like, oh wait, Liz has her own version as well.
Yeah, because so they would lock us in there, and see how the fences are probably about 6 foot tall. Maybe it's me, but we had them, and they were so much taller.
Yeah, no,
like
look,
literally.
Me, I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8", and it's like 4 feet taller than me.
Okay.
So there's no way to get out.
No, when we climbed out, it was when I tell you that we had to, if you decided to climb out, you had to climb out fast. You literally had to climb out fast, like just claw, flip and run.
Yeah.
And that was the only way we were getting out of there because we all got locked in there.
This is Dan Walks LA.
Hi, Liz.
You know Liz.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing? This shit's crazy, man.
And so she was just saying, and then I was like, oh yes, tell your version, because I just did my version the other day. I'm like, the kids used to be in here, like our baby. If there's, I need to put this backwards. This is so out of uniform.
Right? Get in the
Wait,
program.
may you hold that for 2 seconds?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to tighten this hat. But Liz, you tell your story about your idea or memories of this
I remember security dragged me there once. So where you were at AOLA on the corner, I got caught climbing the 4th tree. Now there's 3, whatever.
Hold on. Wait, is it down here, the 4th tree?
Yeah, so right by AOLA, where the LRH comm office is.
Oh, over here. Right, Liz, or no?
Yes. So right where, or no, that was Bridge Publications.
So LRH comm is down there, right? Down the alley?
No, so from AOLA, if you were facing AOLA, the top left-hand corner is the LRH comms office. The back here, the back side here is course rooms.
Yes, this side course rooms and all that, right?
Yeah, because it's a giant U.
Yeah, big U-turn. Big U-turn. Okay, so continue. So this was your saying?
So I got caught climbing the tree once, and I got dragged from that tree by my clothes all the way to that fence and thrown inside and locked in.
Oh my God. Yeah, and that was the norm. As you're saying that, I'm like, oh yeah, that happened a lot. They would be treating the kids like pieces of shit if we were trying to leave or blow, however you want to say it. I hope I'm not yelling too loud as usual.
No, you're good. You're good.
I can't tell the hearing and anything, but I could hear you, so that's good.
You sound great, I promise. I would tell you, be like, you sound like a little Joan Jett right now.
Calmete, por favor.
But so that used to be Bridge Publications. And then there's
you want me to walk down to it? I can go where you want me to go.
Are you going to walk to Wendy's where we used to run and get our Happy Meals?
Yeah, no, I'll walk. Okay, so here is the ATA or CEO, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna walk down there really quick. I'm gonna go down and show Bridge Publications and stuff on this side. Oh, go ahead. Thank you, sweethearts. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I have my disconnection Scientology sign.
I think she pushed a button. So here's the truth. When she says LVC, it's one of the abbreviations for one of, I like to call it kid camp. I'm holding. No, she's not. She is muted. She's trying to get it all sorted. Laura is aware that she's muted. I'm not really sure if we're seeing in her ear. Okay, yes, that was everybody. In case you wanted to know what Laura FM's ear looked like, that is what Laura FM's ear looks like. Yep, that is absolutely her ear. I don't think. See, it's okay. No, I cannot hear you. Un momento, por favor. So how is everybody doing tonight? I did see that we got oh, I can't click on anything. John Van Guest, thank you so much for becoming a member. Fluffier Squirrel gifted 1 membership. Thank you so very much. I can't uncheck anything.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Are we back?
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes, you're back.
Okay, so as I was turning and doing all that with Jeff Augustine called.
You said you're muted.
I know, I just reset it.
Okay.
Thank you. Jeff Augustine, I just spoke to him. He said the billboard's down, so Jeff didn't even know. And so he's going to join the live stream. Oh, is he already here? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's see if he's already in the backstage.
Was it supposed to be up longer?
Hold on.
Yeah, they're paid by the month.
Oh, no, we're good. Okay. It's what?
I was told it was a year contract.
I honestly have no idea. I want to know the details. And also, are they changing it back? Are they putting it back? What's going on? Is he changing the billboard right now? Is this guy's job? Clear Channel is changing the billboard right now. They just showed up and so it's going from if you're high, just don't drive. I don't know what it's going to go to next. Is it going back to the Scientology thing?
I mean, should we take bets on
yes, let's take bets. Let's take bets.
I'm going with we're going to see a new one.
Scientology or something else? Back to Scientology. You think Phil Jones paid enough to get it back? I bet you they got. I bet you. I mean, because that what do you know what the new billboard is? Excuse me, sir. Do you know what the new billboard is? It's nothing. It's just blank. It's not. What happened with the Scientology one that said, "Are you trying to leave Scientology?" It was just up for like 3 days. No clue what's going on. You just put it up and put it down? No, I'm saying you just put it up or what do you do? That's it, right? So you have nothing to do with whatever the advertisements are. You just working hard. He's just paying his bills. Yeah, he's a worker bee. So he doesn't know what goes up or down. He just puts it up or down. So we'll see, guys. We shall see. We came here at the right
It's like that moment of, it's almost like Christmas. Like you're unwrapping a present and you just want to know.
Exciting just to see the method of a billboard going up or down. Yes. And then being like, okay, so somebody paid for that at this time and that's the sponsored time that it goes up. Because that's very important. 5 minutes with that up is very important.
I heard that Tao called Clear Channel.
Oh.
So maybe this is his work too.
Maybe. And also, I know Danny.
Tatiana, welcome.
Off his live stream, Danny and Leah, Danny's Impact. He said he was going to call OSHA, not OSA, not to be confused with OSA, but OSHA, because they had these scaffolds all the way up the whole time while the billboard was up. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, hold on, Liz.
Okay, Claire.
I have a guest in
hold
here.
On. Okay.
What if the Scientology ad is still behind
Oh, no, Nora. Hold on. Wait, yeah. Oh, that would be hilarious if they just rolled it up. Guys, we're going to see. Oh, my God. I need to add Nora. Hold on. Add to the stage. Hi, Nora.
Hi.
Hi. Okay,
wait, Nora. Were you
really quick so you guys can see what I'm seeing. the guy's up there and we don't know what's going on, but it looks like it went from the billboard that says, do you need help trying to leave Scientology? Last night, literally last night, late, like 12 o'clock, it was still there. And now it turned into pretty simple. If you're high, just don't drive.
What?
Now the guy is back here again right now as we're sitting here, and we don't know what's going on. Let's see what he's changing.
But wait a minute, you know they paid for like more than 1 week of the billboard.
I guess it was said that she paid a year.
This is going to be an interesting topic to find out what happened. Okay, here we go. I'm turning it around just so.
Has anybody talked to Phil or Willie?
Look at how small this guy looks now that he's up there. He's a pretty decent sized guy.
Nope.
Liz, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Wait, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
No. You were talking to somebody else. So I'm just wondering, has anybody talked to Phil or Willie?
I have people about to either jump on the stream, like I invited Tori.
Oh, I got you.
I just spoke to Jeff Augustine and I said, join the stream if you have more. He didn't even know. We just told Jeff and he's like, they took down the billboard. And I'm like, wait, there's somebody here. So
Right.
I don't know. Let's find out, guys. Let's find out. I'm always at the right place at the right time. That is correct. Who said that? Laura, you are always at the right. You are amazing. Life is that way, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's taking off the good. This is a good sign, though, for real. If you're high, just don't drive, period. You can literally wait to enjoy that marijuana sitting on a sidewalk and enjoy your life. And
Or wait till you're home.
Marijuana, and I'm very immune to a lot of it. So I think we all know when we're actually high and stoned, and you can take the moment to enjoy that. Not to go on this whole smoking and driving. That's all your guys' thing. But I'm excited, guys. It's crazy.
Okay, so they're taking it down.
Yeah. Clear Channel's taking it.
Are they going to put that? Now the question is, are they putting the aftermath back up?
I mean, are Scientologists that annoyed and
yes,
that even overnight the Scientologists are going to see that they can't have it up there?
Well, you have to realize that it was LRH's birthday yesterday. It was Lafayette's birthday. Second, this weekend. Oh, balloons! This weekend, it is a party, guys. Always.
But also, we celebrated Philip Gale.
It's Philip Gale Day. But Davey Miscavige is going to be doing live the birthday game event this weekend at the Ruth Packard Hall there in Florida. But all the other orgs have to wait until the 30th to see that event, which is the end of this month.
And dumb is that? Like, how dumb is that?
Well, they won't even be able to do it in Austin because South by Southwest is there. So everything's booked.
But also what I was going to say is David Miscavige is literally trying to manage all of us, like all the protesters, all the everybody's. And how are they going to be like, okay, so the Italian org, this org, how are they going to keep it in the, it's so stupid because it's supposed to be surprise. And East US won the birthday game. You know? This is very bad. We're breaking up all the structures of what they're normally used to. And we all know that because we were all in the Sea Org.
Right. And they had to dub over his voice at the Austin event because Pearl Snappy and them were so loud.
Good.
They were so loud, screaming. And somebody else that wasn't even Pearl Snappy was like, where's Bob? Where's Bob Ferris? Like, that was audible. And then they had to dub over that.
And everybody knows who Bob Ferris is. People I didn't think would know. I just ask any old Sea Org member, Bob Ferris, and they're like, yeah, I know him. Like, literally, I'm like, you wouldn't know what I would be doing if I was on live stream right now. Like, there's times I talk to Sea Org members and I pretend that, I'll have my hair up from work and I look like a cute little girl and nobody remembers that, oh, that's Mara. She just has her hair in a bun. So I'm like, oh, what is this Scientology thing? Like, I just act like I don't know. And the things they say, I'm like, I wish I was live streaming right now. Oh, my God. All right, so he's almost done taking it down. But
right,
keep
let's
going.
see what happens.
This is very
I just think this is going to be. I mean, I can't there's nothing I can disagree with you about here, Laura. I mean, the impact of the protesting on the daily around the country and now around the world at different locations has been enormous. They have no idea how to handle this. And then all of us, you know, streaming it to YouTube, talking about it on YouTube to our tens of thousands of subscribers and people, let's be honest, who are lurking, who are watching, who are like, all of Osa's watching this right now. So hi, Osa. Hi, Jenny. Hi, James. Sorry, Julian, you're not at the party anymore. You're teaching the staff.
And all the trolls that
right.
Oh, she thought we blocked them. We know you're still listening somewhere.
You made another sock puppet. It's all good. Please come into the chat. Please come and see what's happening, because this is the impact, you guys. You cannot, what happened before with Phil and Willie's, hey, what happened with Phil and Willie's billboards before, where they just muscled Clear Channel, right? To like move the billboard so it was like somewhere where no Sea Org member was going to see it. That's not going to happen this time, because we are bigger than they are. We have a bigger audience. We have more subscribers individually on our accounts than all of the people in Scientology. So honestly, Osa, you know that. There's not that many Sea Org members left. And the list of names that Liz Gale has been collecting only gets longer. And one day when we're all, you know, I just had my kids watch We Stand Tall, right? So like, I'm thinking of like a We Stand Tall moment, but us, once we are all like able to be like, hey, we're out, we're not with you, you can't sit with us, then it's that list is going to be longer than all of the people who are currently walking into your empty buildings. That's just facts. And, you know, like we've said a million times, this isn't about telling people Scientology sucks and all this other stuff. If two consenting adults want to crack a book, there's many of them, and do it themselves to each other in the privacy of their own home, fantastico. But the 501c3 status, that's getting out of the park. That's out. And children, out. And all the abusers are going to be held accountable. That's what we're coming for. We're coming for facts and receipts, and we're gonna lay it out. We are not playing around. And this time, it's not just us, the apostates talking out, who are out here like, ooh, scary people who left. We have a majority of the protesters out there are never been in Scientology, guys. And I cannot thank them enough. I cannot thank them enough. I mean, Laura's out there every day because she's hardcore and I love her and she's the best.
And she's brave, and she also lives close by. Right.
But like, let's face it, the guys that are out there, Pearl Snappy, Jessica, both Chris's, all of those people, they are not former Scientologists. We have opened this up to the world and they know the truth, and truth is on our side. And so people are fighting with us, you know, in this battle. And it's amazing. This is amazing.
Freaking amazing.
To see this flip, like they try to get another billboard up there and then now we're going to get it back. Like, not this time. Not today, Thetan, as Aaron would say. Not today.
I love that.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
Liz Ferris, I don't have membership, so these are all for you, I believe, and I'm just putting them up because I love your chat and I want them to know that you love them.
Aw.
I do love them. I love them.
And their Sea Org members. Their Sea Org members are getting older, you know? Like, I just met one yesterday. Did you guys ever know Jerry Owen?
I know that name for some reason, but yeah, where is he now? Is he in St. Louis?
He's in St. Louis. He's the flag banking officer. I talked to him for 10 minutes.
They've just taken PAC and like just spread it out across the country.
Mm-hmm.
And because they don't have anyone else to man these orgs up. Like we all saw
they're down to their last ones.
Brianna, who used to be at Gold, is now in Chicago org. Like, what? Brianna Phillips. I remember when she was in CC Kids on Stage for a Better World, you know, and now she's posted, you know, trying to be the big cheese. I'm going to talk to the big SP, you know, out there who's protesting and boss them around. I mean, granted, I still look at Brianna and think of 12-year-old Brianna that I knew, and the little teen baby girl. Obviously she's in her 30s now, but you know, yeah, it's just, it's crazy to me that we started that at Celebrity Center. Do you remember that, Liz? How we were shifting our peeps around to open up Nashville and keep Dusseldorf going, and like we would just shift personnel around and just keep these little orgs alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they
And now
did
it's the
this
whole
mass
Sea Org.
recruiting where where every LRH com from every celebrity center had to be an actual Sea Org member.
Right.
So then they
I
got
do
all
remember
pulled
that.
in and
Mhm.
demanded that they sign a single Sea Org contract, even though most of these people had like mortgages, all of this stuff. But it was the only way they could be the LRH com.
Well, that was how Dave Pettit's wife got
Mhm.
kicked out of the Sea Org. Remember that whole kerfluffle?
Wasn't he
Mhm.
still married to her though? That's
He
what
was
I
still
heard.
married. So here's what happened. So she was on training. Here's what happened. She had been on training forever and a day at Flag when I arrived to do original Golden Age of Tech in 95, 96, right?
Okay.
And she was trained to be a Class 8 auditor. So it was a lot of training she had to do, all of that, you know, everything. She was going to be actually a Class 8 CS, and she was going to, you know, be
Oh,
the
damn.
second one. It was going to be like a whole thing. So when she finished her training, after all these things happened, they basically, she had been like in limbo her whole life in the Sea Org because she was a Sea Org member who couldn't get any of the benefits of being in the Sea Org. She couldn't gain rank or rating. She couldn't go to Sea Org Day, all of this stuff because she was an LSD case, right? But they had, when Dave Pettit was the ED, the executive director of Orange County Org, they were recruiting him to be the CO Celebrity Center. And he
Nora,
said,
interrupt
yeah.
you really quick.
Go ahead. What are they putting up?
Listening to, but I just got information that the "Don't drive if you're high" sign. So apparently, when we left at 3 a.m. in the morning or sometime, a white van came by and people went up and ripped it down.
There you go. Not Clear
Now-
Channel.
No way.
And so the "Are you high?" whatever sign was behind that.
Oh, my
this is gonna be-
God.
So that's an old
Wow.
ad that was up there before
Oh, wait.
before the Aftermath one went up.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, well,
Insane.
we
Holy
do have a secret
cow.
agent in the house, so I will let him
Okay.
add to our knowledge of where do you go?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, hot
Jeffrey,
dog.
where
Hot
are
dog,
you?
hot dog.
Here we go, Jeffrey Augustine.
Whoa.
Lay
Oh my
it
gosh,
on
we're
us, Jeff.
twinsing.
So Jeffrey Augustine,
Yeah.
did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, I did. I did. In fact, last night when I was there,
I gotta get my hat.
I'm gonna mute myself.
greetings, Ashley. Hey, last night when I was there, one thing I did is I looked at the timer on the billboard. There's a space between where the cadet org was and the
Right.
Storage facility, and I noted that the timer had appeared to have been tampered with because they cut the power. Somebody got to the timer, opened it up, and turned off the light because the sign should be uplighted at night.
Right.
So I already noted signs of sabotage, and I have that happen at 10:57 because I'm a PI. And so somebody would have had actually picked the lock to gain access to get up onto that board, or they would have used the cherry picker.
Right. That's not mysteriously not there today.
Yeah, they moved to conceal evidence. So, yeah, I mean, it clearly looks like fuckery and sabotage, but you have to have professional equipment, Nora.
Yeah.
You could get killed if you climb up on that thing. So my theory of the case, and I could be wrong, but my theory, I already saw they turned off the light so nobody could see the sign at night, but also turning off the light would be better to conceal their crime if they got up there on the cherry picker
Right.
to tear the sign down. So of course, who controls all the cameras on that street? It's the cult.
Scientology.
So I bet if we got a court order, they wouldn't be able to produce the signs or the video.
Right. Of course. Because probably all their cameras mysteriously went down at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I even have my signal detector up. I was scanning all their frequencies, and
Mhm.
whenever anything would happen, you can hear all their Motorola radios. I picked up all the signals detection. So it looks like this is just vandalism,
Right.
extreme vandalism.
The real question is, did they hire people to do it, or was it RPFers? Because if RPFers got caught, like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, they don't care.
But if that's my real question, because obviously somebody did it, but then the thing is are they they've hired all these other people obviously to come out and try and harass people at the test center, pink hat guy and skateboard guy and whatever. So was it them? Maybe pink hat guy did it,
Well,
It could
what
be
would
part of
that-
an A to ESP step.
right? An effective
Yeah.
blow.
I would
Yes.
absolutely do that as part of my AED if I was there in LA.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, that could be that too. Somebody who's just really in the shits. and needs to make up the damage. That could be,
Yeah,
that's another, there we go.
Nora,
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. I said, you know, the people,
That was Lou.
the people who would do something like this, like
Right.
rip down, it would be like OTs or people who did something bad,
Yeah.
that they have to make up the damage. They have to do a liability condition.
Yeah,
Mhm.
someone's in a liability.
Thing that they did. Amazing. Osa loves that.
I mean, let's face it. If we had been SEERG members and pulled that off, that's like the
Oh,
ultimate liability effective blow step. Like, there's,
Oh, yeah.
how
You
do
would have
top
gotten
Oh,
food.
yeah.
Screw rice and beans. You'd have gotten a pizza.
That's like Khan status
Not
right there.
right? You're getting the Flavor Flav IAS medal for that.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, they
And
do
a
big
pizza.
difference.
I'm telling you, I'm not doing
Liability
shit unless we
They
get a
would be
pizza.
signing off. You did what? Oh my God. Sign. You're approved. Your liability's approved.
You're
could be
going
our
on the OT
now.
levels.
You could be back in the group.
Full-time training, just
Yeah.
forever.
There you
No
go.
question.
We don't even have to scrub another toilet, nothing. You're just going to be training for the rest of your life.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. For new Scientology watchers who don't know the lingo, the liability formula calls for you to strike an effective blow against the group you've been pretending to be a member of. In other words, you have
Yeah.
to commit some violent act.
Augustine, you have to
And-
get it right. It's going to drive us all crazy.
Yeah, help. Yeah.
You have to
Deliver
strike
an
an effective blow
against
to
the
the enemies
enemies
of the
of
group
the
that
group
one
one
was
has
once
been
pretending
pretending
to be a part of.
There you go. So we had to
Thank
Chinese
you.
school this stuff, Jeff. You did it. It's all right.
Well, I was never in this. I was never in the Sea Org and subject
I'll
to your torture.
Yeah, patter
No,
drills.
I know. Yeah.
But you know what would happen? The worst thing that would happen, because I was saying that Scientology doesn't give a shit about the law. So if they have some Sea Org member or EPF
Right.
people, getting a misdemeanor vandalism charge, and maybe getting fined
care.
whatever the cost is, they don't care. I mean, you would take a vandalism charge to save the planet, right? Right, Nora?
Oh, I absolutely would.
When we were diehard believers,
when,
yeah.
when I was in the Sea Org, I would have
Yeah.
I would have jumped in front of a moving car to save Scientology
Hell.
and the planet.
Mary,
If I had won the lotto, I would have given my millions to Scientology and the IAS and stay in the Sea Org.
Well, I
That's
had a
how,
different
you
dream
know?
if I won the lottery. I was actually going to make a retirement fund. Like that's how altruistic I was because there's no
Oh, okay.
retirement fund.
Hmm.
And
You were
I
gonna
thought
set
about
up a
myself as an
401k
old
for
Sea Org
Sea Org
member.
members?
Yeah.
I
Was
don't
it?
even have-
That's so sweet of
You
you.
were going to set up a 401k for Sea Org
Yeah.
members?
Because I was like, what are we going to do when we're old? Like,
What are we going to do? Give them 5 cents
We have
every
to take,
paycheck?
like, we have to take care of our old people because we had so many old people at CC, guys. Like they were just like ancient.
Like I'm just curious how much we were going to be putting into our 401 cult.
Right.
Like,
Louis
I'm all,
Dan
This is
walked
lottery dreams, guys. Now I have different
Okay.
lottery dreams.
Nora,
okay.
we just
Yes.
added Louis Repetto leaving Scientology to Dan Walks LA sign. Hi, thank you. Yes,
Thank you,
so
Dan.
excited to get Scientology. Get them out of our neighborhood. Let's live a good life. Yeah, they're insane. They took
Now,
away
what Dan? Tell Dan that he should call his TMZ connection to get them out here to cover this being vandalized like a day after he was interviewed by
my
them.
parents were dedicated to the Sea Org.
She can't
Yeah,
hear
that's
me.
a great
Born
idea.
and raised, so I'm
We
here
gotta
now.
dust it for fingerprints.
But
Yeah, and you
Laura.
could just bet. You could just bet the LAPD is going to make
I
this.
know.
They're going to escalate it to the
Oh.
highest.
Which
group of
It was
crime.
probably the
Laura.
LAPD.
They won't
Laura.
show up.
tell
They could
Laura.
get away with it.
Now she's muted herself because she's talking.
Yeah, I
Laura,
heard you guys say, hey, but I mean, look, this is a very interesting person, and he says,
Oh, I know.
yes, please keep going. Please keep
tell Dan that he should contact his TMZ contact and tell them about this so they can cover it because they just interviewed him about the sign.
Wait.
So Dan Walks LA was just interviewed by TMZ
You
about
were
the
just
sign and
interviewed
about
by
protesting.
TMZ?
Yes, and he should call
You were
them
just
and get
interviewed
them to
by-
come
no,
out.
I didn't know this.
Come on, Laura, watch everybody else's stream. Don't just be about
Yeah,
yourself.
you got to be about all the streams. Why do you think that we're all so tired?
Gregory, Laura. I'm a rock star, so I go.
I'll have
by-
to like eventually I'm gonna have to get like 80 TVs
But
just to like have all the streams.
Right?
up
I'm
all
going to
the
have
time.
like a
100
matrix room
TVs.
Could air
just so
today.
I can catch up on everyone's.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
TV reporter
Bye,
suggested
darling.
to me that the story could be aired today, but I don't know if they're going to run it because
Call her and tell her what just happened. Because I'll tell you what, when they see that it got vandalized right after you got interviewed, they're gonna want to air it. Call her.
I agree.
Yep.
Call them and say,
Yeah.
by the way, they freaking vandalized the sign.
I'm in touch with the reporter, so I will absolutely do that.
Smart.
Yeah,
Nora.
they'll be right back out there. I
Oh,
promise
he got
you.
some reporters' digits. Oh,
But see, this is the thing. We can't. Dan Walks LA has huge channel, and he's out here supporting us. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And
All
this is
the groundwork. You know, we're just here to support.
This is amazing. This is what I'm talking about when I say Scientology has no clue how to 2024. You know, they don't.
Yeah,
Know how to, I was like, what's 20? Oh, this year.
they're dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, we're
going to be
we
going
were just talking
extinct.
about this the other day. There's still telex going on inside there. Telex.
Oh,
Okay,
my God.
people.
Hey, I have another theory. I have another theory.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, my theory. Now, just follow me here.
Jeff?
Who's the super stunt man who flies fighter jets? Tom Cruise.
You think
Tom
Tom Cruise had to deliver an effective blow? He's in liability right now, Jeff.
No, I'm saying that he could have. You know, he's a super spy. You know, fighter pilot. He could have gotten a rope line from the top of Big Blue, zipped down on a zip line, right? Because he's the only one who can do it. Tom
Mission
Cruise
Impossible
said he's the only one
9.
who can help, right?
Are they going to reveal him stealing it at the event? Is that why they're delaying it?
Oh,
Because they took
it's-
footage of the thing and they're going to put
You're
it in the
brilliant.
event.
They should have promoted you to COB, Nora.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
if Tom Cruise went down a zip line with Dave, I bet if we dusted for DNA, we might find Tom and Dave's DNA. But if he went down on a zip line and ripped it off and shredded it and then disappeared.
Well, he just
That's
scaled
something-
down from the top, original Mission Impossible style, you know,
Exactly.
and then just hung over it and ripped it off with his bare teeth. Just like,
Hey, look,
know.
you can't rule out Tom Cruise because he's a superhero, but you also can't rule out throwaway, SEER member who could take a.
I'm gonna pee if you keep up with the Tom Cruise as a superhero. The man is tiny, just like COB. He's my height. He's maybe a little bit taller than me. He's taller than Davey. He's like 5'7".
He's got so much money, and his teeth
I
are
know.
not even.
No, I take back the teeth comment. He spent so much money on those teeth, guys. So probably just with his brawny 60-plus-year-old hands, and he didn't want to wreck the face because there's been so much work on that. You know, him and Dave getting the Liberace faces.
You think his doctors are Scientologists?
Tom Loser Cruise, but apparently the U-Haul van just got towed that was parked in front of.
Yay!
So
Gee, I wonder who rented that.
Other U-Hauls get towed.
Yeah, I wonder who rented that U-Haul. It's such a mystery.
They told me. Nora.
Who rented it?
The other night when I came back from my dinner party and I was feeling fluffy and happy, went there and the guy, I was like nicely putting up signs and I was like, oh, we should. And he said, actually, and it was a different security guard, but he's there, but like not there all the time.
Right.
So it was a Tuesday night or something really slow. And he literally said, hey, they rented that. So can you just take the signs off of them? Because, you didn't. And I said, oh, no problem. And as I'm walking, I'm like, yeah, I was thinking, well, if they rented it, I don't need any issues. And they could say, oh, she's vandalizing my property, right? Whatever. So I moved the signs that I didn't put there. And as I'm doing that, DOA is like, that's what we've been waiting for, is for them to admit that they rented the van.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
They just can't. I mean, the number of missteps that's happening here. I love your background, Louis, that you.
Right, I'm all. But
let me just say, right behind your right shoulder, that's where I laid bricks. Right before I was on the RPF, and I was like, went out, and I didn't realize that my friends who I hadn't seen in a while were on the RPF. So I'm like laying bricks next to Jody and laying them next to Kylie Rose. And I just start chatting to them. Right. And then everybody's looking at me like I'm an insane person. And I was like, what's wrong? Like, hey, how have you guys been? What have you been up to? And blah, blah, blah.
Like, let me just stack bricks with you.
And then they were like, Nora, this is the RPF section. Like, you shouldn't be here. And I was like, oh, you guys are on the RPF? How's that? Is that fun? Are you guys having a good time? Like, I was such a moron. And then they're like, yeah, sure. And then we were there so late, like all the CC guys, because we were selling books. And we all had to buy our own book for the Pedro, whatever. What was the name of that book? The Pedro something or other that night. Which one? Louis, you're muted.
I Padrito.
So I get in line to buy my Padrito, and I'm like behind all the RPFers, right? Because I was like, oh no, go ahead, you guys, you should get to bed. Like it's super late because it was like 1 a.m. And then everyone's like, you can go first, sir. And I was like, oh, no. Like, and I'm just trying to like hang with my friends back there and chit chat with them. Like, just like a total. And then come to find out, like 3 months later, I ended up on the RPF. So.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, because that was 99 when I Padrito came out. And then I ended up on the RPF in March of 2000.
Nora, what was the I Padrito?
It's some book where he was, it's like a fiction book of his. It's just like, it was like a little short story that he had done back in the day, and they made it into a book because they, again, wanted to get him on the bestseller list. So everybody's buying 3,000 copies at an event, you know.
You know, I got to tell you, this Aftermath Foundation billboard, that was for L. Ron Hubbard's birthday, and I guess he didn't like it. Maybe he, you also David Miscavige was his little tiny fist of fury. He could have got up there and ripped it off.
Well, maybe he, telexed Davey from Target too to let him know.
So. I think Ron, because Xenu didn't do it. Xenu would have wanted that up there, and there were no DC-8 space planes seen in the area last night.
No, I didn't see those. Yeah.
No. So
the only fiction I ever enjoyed was Scientology, but I'm over that.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you something else. I put up a short on my channel on YouTube, and I was with Hollywood Aja, and this guy's coming out screaming at us, trying to provoke something, and he comes to me and says, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm a private investigator." He goes, "So am I." So I actually got him to admit that he was a PI, and that's on footage. We have him admitting he's a PI. Now he asked me my name, and I told him it's none of his effing business. And he goes, "What did you say to me?" I said, "None of your effing business." And then he does this weird thing. He's drunk. I can smell booze on his breath. But I did get him to admit that he was a PI. We have that. So there was a PI out on the streets, and then he ran off down on Fountain. So, but the point is, to get to that sign, you either had to do it from the Scientology property with the lift, which is the most likely theory, I think. And all of us are, internet sleuths. Or you had to pick a lock to get onto the Clear Channel property, the gap between extra storage and the Scientology property. So somehow you had to get up there. And the easiest way is, gosh, there's 2 lifts there. And if you did, I still think, Nora, it's probably I think you're right. It's probably someone striking an effective blow for liability.
That was Louis called that out. That's 100%. I agree with him.
Thank you.
Yeah, because that would be the most probable thing, whether it's a Sea Org member or whether it's a Sea Org member or that's just my kid ripping into a fruit strip right now next to me, or a parishioner who has to do it. It would be either or, but it would definitely be somebody who thinks that nothing can harm them. So my guess is someone higher up, either Sea Org wise, rank, rating, etc. wise, or like an OT Scientologist who would be like, well, I will just, Obi-Wan Kenobi the police if they come anyway with my OT powers, Yes, Liz.
True, EPF.
EPFers, yes.
The EPFers would absolutely do that because some of them are sitting there having the hardest time in course, and the idea that they could stay up late and not have to scrub a toilet
or maybe it was just Julian. Because I don't know whose phone that is. That's probably Jeff's.
That's not mine.
Is not mine.
Sorry.
But maybe it was Julian because, he used to be the top dog, I'm going to get you guy at PAC. And now he's like the SSO, which is the staff section officer guys, which means that he's in charge of like getting staff members, Sea Org members to come and do studying. And
Julian was my counterpart.
Yeah. So he's been busted in big like.
Yeah, you got to be pretty athletic. That would rule out the 80-year-old OTs.
Right.
So it's probably young people who could physically do that, because you're in pitch black. It's very dark, and you're committing a misdemeanor.
I mean, maybe Kristen did it. She's ruthless.
Probably she did.
I mean, all of us have worked with her. We know she's like she's gonna take one for the team. I mean, any one of these guys. James Richardson could have had his, security guys do it.
All right,
I got to jump off the stream, but thanks for having me on.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Great to talk to you guys.
See you, Spy Master.
Let's figure out who did it.
I think honestly, it's, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty I'm with you. It's a Scientologist that did it. I don't think it was.
So did our private
yeah.
investigator leave?
He had to go. He got called.
So guys, it doesn't look like anything's happening with the sign in terms of news. So I was thinking, why don't I walk over like I was going to do with Liz?
Yeah.
And walk over to like Bridge Publications and then maybe walk down where Louis.
Have you gone to the warehouse yet? Have you gone to the Bridge warehouse
We
yet
had
to protest?
thought about doing that when we were all down in LA and we didn't get a chance to.
I was thinking going down
that's a
New
good
Hampshire.
opportunity.
I was going to go down the New Hampshire, right, Liz?
Yeah.
I set up a lot of the racks there while I was on the RPF for their storage.
No kidding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you remember when
tracked us
Danny
all over the
Montalvo
place.
got his thumb notched off in Bridge Publications? Yeah.
Wow.
He was 15.
Yeah. But there's, I mean, like, talk about injuries. I mean,
Wait,
people lost fingers, eyes, you know, so many things on the RPF.
Danny who? Sorry, Nora.
Montalvo.
Danny Montalvo.
Montalvo. Yeah, I was in
Yeah,
the
his
CMO
parents were in
mom
the
and dad.
WBC.
I was in CMO CW with his mother, Veronica, and his mom, Tony or Luis or something. Anyways,
Mhm.
It had something like that.
at the Clearwater Cadet Org. He was a little baby child, and then all of a sudden it was like, well, you gotta. Yeah. Anyway, I definitely
Remember Right in Arbuckle?
Annie.
Right in Arbuckle? Anybody?
Oh, God. Why do I know that?
Arbuckle went to the Int Ranch.
He was a kid with RTC parents.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. And Arbuckle's parents, Tanya, and his Asian or something dad. That's his Asian dad's name is Tana or Tan. Anyways, I visually know Ryden Arbuckle's mom and dad very well, and they were definitely up lines at the Int Ranch Gold Base, you know, up at Gold, and they still are. So
Wow.
Dang. He
Wow,
got
right in
child
Arbuckle.
trafficked in
and
there.
he's out. I just don't know what's going on with him.
You're right on that street.
He's probably watching this stream right now. Okay, I'm going in the
Yeah.
back. I'm going to mute myself because it's really windy. I'm going to mute myself, but if there's any, I can hear you guys. So if you're like, wait, stop, go in there or whatever, then tell me.
Okay. Wait, stop going there.
Going up.
I actually gotta go.
so-
Sorry, Liz. We're supposed to have tornadoes in this area around.
Oh, my
now.
God. You better get in shelter.
Just want to make sure I'm not on this live when there's a tornado.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Let's have you be
As much
safe
as
in
we
a
love
basement.
hanging out with you.
I'm praying to Xenu.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yes.
okay. Thank you for
Xenu's
having me,
blessed.
Laura. See you, Liz. See you, no,
Are
Nora.
you outsy doutsies, Louie?
I'm out.
Okay, loves.
Peace out.
Bye, darling.
Okay, so where are you right now?
Okay, I'm going to turn it around. So I'm on the back side.
Okay, so you're by the so that you're
That's the
on-
back of bridge there.
I think.
Yeah, I think that's the back.
Yeah,
of
that's
bridge.
that's the back of bridge. That's the entrance that Gavin Potter would take all the new recruits into to recruit
Right.
them.
Right. Little back entrance.
Little
Right.
secret room to get you to be vulnerable.
Yep.
Give him your
all the
secrets.
cameras around here, guys. Like,
Look at the cameras. Hi guys.
Say
Those
hi.
were never there.
Hi, Richardson. Hi, James.
James isn't watching that. He's too busy focused on
No, I'm
Lock
sure he's
Bell.
saying hi to us.
Oh, hi James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's too busy keeping people inside.
Yeah,
And
when
so-
I was talking, he had to pull his guard away, you know, because when we were out in front of Cece, it got too real. Because I called him out in the camera. He was like, retreat.
I do that every time I go, hi, Osa. Oh, wait. Then the truth, the love of truth. You went right up to the camera. You give him a good kiss. Okay, I'm going to take a moment with you guys right here.
Okay.
And
Oh, that is naughty. I can't click on this comment from Anna. She says the squirrels need some camera jammers just for fun. That is naughty.
where? Ooh,
I don't know who's there you go. Yes.
A jammer just for fun. That is fun. But would it jam our own cameras?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah. It
And
would
are
jam your signals too.
Yes.
Naughty.
Absolutely would jam.
Are you talking about cameras?
No, we're talking about you putting jam on each of the cameras.
Yeah, just jam.
Just jamming.
Yeah, we be jamming. I hope you like jamming too.
Paris Hilton had a camera jammer. I do remember that. And
So
all
this person says, can't believe they ripped down the billboard. Literally no one cares about billboards unless you're a Scientologist, of course, and billboards, the billboard is about Scientology. Yeah, I mean, like 90% of people driving by aren't staring at every billboard that pops up, you know, even though we have digital billboards and stuff now and things like that. Sometimes they catch your eye, but that billboard, let's face it, they do not want that facing people as they're walking to post, as they're coming down the street from the Anthony building, because they will be able to see it their whole walk to work. And eventually they're going to start thinking about that. They're going to start thinking, I could do something else.
But also
they got to get rid of it.
The vans, like, so it's actually, they're not even allowed to be walking between buildings right now. You know that.
Wow.
New York.
Right.
The picketers are outside, so close the blinds and don't walk in between the buildings.
Yeah.
And now they are shuffling just as they did in Clearwater and everywhere. They shuffle people in vehicles, even if it's 30 feet away, guys. Even if it's 30 feet away.
Well, this is reminding me of like right after Lisa McPherson passed.
Yep.
Yep, they started doing that at Flag, but they couldn't do it enough. They still had students walking occasionally because protesters were confronting outer org students, and it was causing a huge amount of chaos. So they had to start busing everybody to like just to go to meals and things like that. It was causing the course schedule to take incredibly longer for everybody. It was just like it's such an enormous flap of magnitude. And what is crazy is that in the short amount of time that this has been going on, the protesting and everything else has been for the real world, a few short months, for them, eternity. Look at the impact that it's had. I mean, the contest to get the fastest blind closed, I think, is amazing.
It's like 90 seconds. That's like, what we're at right now.
I think Portland was like 60. Because they just see they see anybody coming down the street like this, they might even just be on a FaceTime and they're just like, close the blinds. You know, they don't even know what's happening.
They're so insecure because they don't even know what they're hiding. That's the thing, is they're not connected to the legal system. So they're getting told orders like, don't do this, don't do that. Like, and so they're just abiding and they don't understand, oh, if they're trying to make us not get filmed, then that means we probably shouldn't be poking out the windows in desperation, trying to just see what's happening in the outside world.
Yeah.
Doing that. Not okay.
And Michelle says that was Leah screaming, "Where's Bob Ferris?" at the Austin event. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you to Leah for doing that.
A lot of people. Oh my God. Did you see when they did the whole thing in Chicago? They were all yelling, all the people on the list of the scroll from Celebrity Center, all in unison. They were all,
it was amazing. I mean, and we're only adding more names to that, guys. So if you're watching this and you've been thinking now's my time to shine and take a stand, contact Liz Gale rather, or you can contact any of us. Yeah, Liz is like, yes, I'm also that person. Contact Liz Gale, who's not with us right now, but she is basically the keeper of the scroll.
She may jump in, by the way. She may jump in soon.
Oh, good. And get your name on the scroll, because we know how many of us are out here. And we also know that a lot of people would love to be speaking out right now, but can't due to other, ties that keep them from doing that. And I respect that 100%, because we're not about disconnection or separating people from their children or anything else like that. So I know some people are in precarious positions in regards to their own kids and things like that because of divorce and other things. But eventually there's not going to be enough people in there to keep the lights on in these places, because these are expensive.
Norna. I always say Nora.
Yes.
I don't respect people who aren't talking about it, even if they're feared. I don't. There's many ways that you can actually help what we're doing, even if you're under the radar or don't want to be.
I'm not saying they're not helping. I'm just saying they're not adding their name to the list right now. Like, as an example, a hypothetical example, like if somebody were divorced from someone and they are not in Scientology, but their ex still is, right? And they have kids
also,
together.
Like,
That's what
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
put my brother's name on the list, even though I'm sure he would probably be like, yeah, fuck Scientology. But I'm not going to do that until he says, you know.
Correct, because we're about consent and we're about, you know, respecting people's boundaries and things like that, unlike the church that doesn't do any of that.
I will say,
I did actually.
When it comes to people like kids that were at the Int Ranch and that are still in the Sea Org, that I to myself know they will probably never leave. I have zero limits on what I'm holding back for them or not. I'm like, sure. If you're even able to watch this shit, like to be offended by what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm going to name every single person that ever went to the Int Ranch, period.
And that I don't disagree with. I mean, I think the more that's known, this is why they started busing people originally, because as we saw, people were being seen on these live streams and people's relatives were contacting us, contacting the streamers, saying, oh my God, that's my uncle, that's my dad, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my son, that's my daughter, whatever. I haven't seen them in years. Please tell them I love them. Please tell them, come see me, you know, whatever. And it was causing too much of a hullabaloo for people to be recognized by their family members who they've been disconnected from, who they thought, you know, they don't have a chance at that escape because there's no reconnection, because they convince you so hardcore that you're going to be homeless, you're going to be a drug addict, you're going to be a prostitute, you're going to have all these people that you haven't talked to, they want to throw you away like trash because, you know, they're SPs and all this other stuff. And for people to know in there that there are people out here that love them, that are waiting to see them, that want to see them, is the worst weapon. It's the worst thing. What's the question here? Have any of you heard or seen an increase in people leaving the COS since the protest? Laura?
Yep. Like,
thank you for your question, Valentine.
I can't talk about it at all right now, but
yes,
it's shocking to me that even more and more every day, more people I'm getting. So, by the way, excuse me if I didn't respond to emails and stuff. That's going to happen. It doesn't mean that I'm not listening or I didn't get it. It's just that if I get an email also that says somebody's trying to leave and you know them and they like, and I'm going to be hanging on that and holding off on what designs or things I should do for a merch shirt. Like, that's what I mean. It's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm an extremely hyper productive human being. And I just do a lot of fucking things. You guys would think I was crazy, and that's okay. I'm okay with people think I'm crazy. That's okay. But this is my life, and I only got a little bit. For me, it feels like even 50 years is not enough. I wish I had my whole life. And that's probably my PTSD from Scientology and everything. But so many people are contacting so many people through the SPTV community in so many different ways. Even if it's just hey, I know, you know, I don't want you to tell anybody, but I just want you to know I'm watching you.
Yes.
And you make me cry. You make me laugh. Sometimes I'm so afraid for you. And I'm like, this is amazing. You don't have to be on television, so to speak, or on YouTube, the tubes, to be like genuine and show other people like, we're so sick of this fake behavior. Like, who taught people to be fake on YouTube? Who taught people, you know who did? The fucking political system. Oh, let's make this news anchor Fox News and NBC on this side. And it's just like, stop all this shit. It's
Does that mean I'm ESPN?
Last night, I can't wait for the time. Sorry, I'll be done soon. What did you say, Liz?
She wants to be ESPN.
If she's Fox News and you're ABC, then I'm ESPN.
Well, why can't I be
Bravo, where all the gay content is?
The opposite, so to speak, like, you know, the left and the right. Why are we not watching this live? Why are we not showing our anger and like, hey, this is the issue and you should listen to me. People need to hear that shit. If me and Mike Brown could do it in a fucking weird, awkward situation, I kind of was just like, you know what? I used my chat in even that situation to be like, you're the moderator. You're kind of like, if I'm psycho, go ahead, yell at me. Not that I was looking at the chat at all, trust me. But the other thing is like, you're helping us grow. Even if we have ego, like we're still learning, like, oh, I don't like that about myself. I want to be better.
And I've brought that up multiple times, that the conversation, the 2 conversations, because it was multiple lives that you and Mike did, was one of the most healing and important, vulnerable, real conversations that has ever happened in our community, in the ex-Scientology community, because no one to date, except for you 2 that I know of, has had an open dialogue like that, where one person was emotionally, etc., traumatized, and the person who had a hand in that just listened and helped. You guys both healed in that moment. Mike has said many times that wasn't an easy moment for him. It wasn't like, oh, okay, I'm just going to sit here. But it was also something that was so profound and showed that real healing takes a lot of emotions. It takes effort. It takes patience, and it takes love. And both of you guys have demonstrated that throughout. And when you get fired up out there, I know it's because you love the people that you're shouting for, Lara, and that you're, passionate about. And when Mike is interviewing his mom and bringing forth her truth that came out, it's out of love. Like, that is why we're all here. It is not, I'm not here to become a star or, like make bajillion dollars. but you know what I mean? Like, I'm here on a mission, honestly, of love, to get people to be able to live a real life, and that's the real deal.
The other thing is, we've never, hate to break it to y'all out there watching us all the time, having all these, even our sweet loves and people who freaking love us, we've never lived in the outside world. We've never been out here. So what we're experiencing is what we're experiencing in the moment. And it's kind of being like, cool, I'm okay with it. It's almost like, how would we not be okay with finally feeling feelings and things that seem, okay, that makes sense. That person's mad because he's probably jealous about this, or I'm angry about that because I want that. And it's like, we're learning emotions. So to me, I was remembering this right before I went live today. I said, people are going to criticize, and then like, either that could be good or not good, but you can tell when somebody hurts you, somebody says something and you're like, oh, I don't know why. I know they're a piece of shit and they were just being dumb, or they said something and they're gross, but like, why am I still holding on to it? What it's taught me is I've started to go, okay, like, who cares if that person feels that way about me? Don't be around me. Like, don't make me even have to tell you, don't be around me. Just like you're an idiot if you're watching me and you hate me and you're like physically come do something. That's like, you're wasting your life. So I just don't care. Like, I just feel like negative things for all of us are so valuable and thick in a very fucked up way, because it's almost like, nah, we've been through all that. We've been through even deeper than that. And these are just words, and these are your opinions. These aren't like my best friends or the person in McDonald's right there. That's not their opinion. You know what I mean? So let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
I'm going through it, guys, in a very good way. I'm very much even yelling at the police or the specific officers that need to hear my fucking pain. I'm like, you just so numbed. Have you become an auditor yourself, like a Scientologist who has to just confront and be a robot? You have. The same mechanisms in Scientology and Sea Org and security guards are the same mechanisms police officers use. And it's like, when you sit there and you kind of go into the therapy of like, okay, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm freaking preaching. Are they going to freaking arrest me? Now that would be hilarious. Are you joking? So like, go ahead and do it. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you how stupid you're being.
I mean, I don't want to see you get arrested, hon. But
you'd be a hot commodity in prison.
I also can handle it.
I know that. You're a full-grown badass woman. I'm not worried about that. I'm aware. I'm aware of your power and your fortitude. This is not. I don't want any of my friends to get arrested. I don't want anybody to be arrested. That's not,
I would be so angry for myself. I would be like, oh, what the fuck up?
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah. Okay. Jeff Augustine, Agent Augustine, go ahead.
I jumped off. Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're amazing.
What I did, I jumped off to go check.
When I stopped talking.
Okay, we're having Santa Ana winds here in Los Angeles, Southern California. Now, so what I did is I jumped off to check wind speeds here in LA Basin, and they hit about 35 to 45 miles an hour last night. So there's a couple new theories of this. Okay, the signs, billboards are built for wind loading of Santa Ana. You know, they can take up to 50, 60, 70. So that's not a problem. 40 miles an hour shouldn't rip the sign off. But there were 2 man lifts up, and I'm trying to get a hold of my friend to see what when the Santa Anas get too high, you got to lower those lifts or they'll tip over, even without riggers. So one theory that's because you have Santa Ana winds and you have lifts, you could use the pretext of the Santa Anas to say that the Santa Anas ripped off the billboard, which I suspect will be the excuse. No, really, you take advantage to get plausible deniability. Because if you're going to do a caper, if you have a windstorm, then that's your excuse. But if you look at the mechanics and the wind loading of the signs, that shouldn't be enough to rip down a sign. So my prediction is that they'll blame it on the wind. Now, this poses a secondary problem. Will the billboard company put the aftermath sign back up? So if they refuse to, then we know there's fuckery, and or they got a threat of a lawsuit or something. So the Santa Anas alone are a possibility of why the billboards. It went up on Monday, and they're vinyl. But like I said, here we have Santa Anas year round, so it shouldn't have been enough to rip it down. So I think if I were plotting a caper, I would use the wind as an excuse. It still puts people, if they're taking down the sign, at real severe danger, being up higher, because the higher up you go, the more the wind is. So this is an interesting development, and that's what I think may be the likely outcome, that you do it, because when you investigate things, people will often use all kinds of excuses or justifications to hide up what they're doing. So just watch for that. We're going to watch how the Santa Ana winds play into it. And I did watch Nora, to your point, and Liz. I watched Lara last night talking to LAPD. She does not back down. Neither she does not back down.
She's like she's the Lara FM.
She is the force of nature.
I'm not going to
no.
I want the police officer to be looking at me in the eye that thinks I need to be arrested.
Yeah. No. And that one guy, the one remember the guy, the male cop there last night? It's like remember the ego trip he was on?
Yeah.
Lara?
It's literally there's a little delay, Jeff, so it seems like we're cutting each other off, but we're not. No, I was literally and I was in a calm, fun, sweet state, almost for 6 hours, just kind of okay, have my little thing. Almost most of it. But I could feel him no, you're showing up with ego and anger and being rude to my friend, confident Chris, in the driver's seat of a van who's being hilarious and sweet. No, we've been bored driving in a van around these empty buildings. How is that harassing anybody?
Yeah, it was, but it was the attitude of the cop, and to me it was so funny. I was walking up just during my live, and I see this Sea Org van coming down, and then it's Chris and Lara in the Sea Org van, and then Lara ordered me to get into the van like I was in Sea Org.
Like a Sea Org, his senior. Get in the van, you're being out PR.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, okay, I'll get in the van. But last night it was so amazing to have all the live streamers on L. Ron Hubbard Way on L. Ron Hubbard's birthday. It was like a perfect astrological confluence of all the SPs. Wish you guys could have been there. Oh, look at Liz's hat. Today, if you had that hat,
are you kidding me? This hat, you could not be stressed out when you have this hat.
No, you can only be happy.
Right?
I want to get one of those.
Winston Smith, thank you so very much for gifting those memberships. And it's Pikachu. And I tried to make Nora laugh. It's hard to make Nora laugh without making any kind of movement.
With the Pikachu hat, I can't take you seriously with that Pikachu hat.
You mean you don't want to talk about our amazingness?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
Tell-
that hat though. It's
Okay, so
amazing.
Nora, so you know that was part of the, the cadet place, right?
Yes.
If it wasn't so busy, I would ask Laura to cross the street. I remember that we didn't have a lot of space to be in. Were you ever in that area?
Only to do stuff when we were doing staging for the events. When I was on the RPF, we were like making the pillars and other things there because that space was like not used all the time. So we were allowed to, go in that fenced off area, and we were like crafting not only the podium that Davey stood at during those years, but also like they're into the Greco, Roman decorations. So we had to learn how to make these pillars out of foam. And there was a ton of people from Gold on the RPF with me at the time.
Pillars.
So we were just like, learning how to like foam marble these pillars and like do all this stuff. I mean, arts and crafts wise, it's a lot of skills. It's great. But yeah, it's kind of a waste of our time.
Nora, it's interesting that the grandeur of Scientology comes down to phony foam pillars.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a picture on my blog of the boneyard at St. Hill. And so there's all these phony foam pillars rotting in the sun with the paint chipping off.
Oh, yeah.
And it's such a perfect metaphor for the phoniness of David Miscavige and Scientology, that you have foam pillars. It's not really the grandeur you see.
I was excited for the foam pillars. Are you kidding me? You know how many times we had to move those things?
Yeah, at least they were light.
Well, yeah, they're lightweight, but I'm saying they're not real. He wants to create the idea of this massive eternity.
Oh, sure.
And what I always found interesting, Nora, about the stage designs, beginning around turn of the millennia, David Miscavige, his backgrounds had to be blue, and there were always lines, so it looked like the physical light was radiating from his body.
Yep.
As if he had to be at the center with light radiating from his divine personage. And he takes himself, and then he had to have these big columns like he was an emperor, a galactic emperor who outranked even L. Ron Hubbard, who's dead and has continued to be dead since he died, I note. But yeah, that's kind of, so you're actually building, what is this? Now, when you're building the podium, and the plural of podium is podia. So when you're building a podium for David Miscavige, it has to be to his height of 5'1". Is there any special thing about, because it's weird when you see somebody like LAPD will go there and speak, and you got a cop who's 6'4", like it goes down to his crotch, Are there any special instructions or for the COB podiums? You have to like build them out of cardboard, or what are they built out of? Plywood?
They're actually wood, and then it's like MDF, so they can carve them and stuff, and then painted. Yeah. So they are heavy. Right.
Yeah. And then but I mean, it's interesting that, does he come by and inspect them, or does he have his inspector inspect them, or is there Inspector General Foam Props, RTC, or who actually signs off on before they're good enough to go on stage?
I don't know.
Inspector General Foam Props. You. What's going on?
It's just we have the design and we're expected to execute it perfectly, even the RPFers who are overt product makers. But I just want to address something that's happening in the chat. We've had several bots come in. Oh, it's probably my chat. But every bot that comes in is saying the same thing, which I don't even care. We can put it up there. The last person that said it, Charlie Cheese member. Good job. America has freedom of religion. Stop harassing people. Now watch the fascist ban me. So here's the deal.
Wait. I already, Nora.
No, that's multiple people.
Deleted and banned. I don't talk about it. I go, bye. That's
I know,
it.
but I just want to say something. To say this, protesting is American. It's a guaranteed constitutional right. And having a polite conversation is not fascism. It's just good manners. So thank you to the Sea Org members who are furiously making sock puppets and coming in the chat to let us know that you are watching. Good job on watching. And the billboard that was taken down was about the Aftermath Foundation, that if you are trying to get out, you can contact any one of us. We'll have our mods drop our emails in the chat. Please reach out to us. This is a message of hope and love for you. It's not a message of hate Scientology. This is a message to any Sea Org member who feels like they cannot leave because of all the lies and propaganda that you're told and feeling like you're useless outside of the Sea organization. You don't have skills. You won't be able to work. Your family doesn't want you, all these things. Okay. That is not the case. We are living proof that you can leave the Sea organization, be alive and happy and well, having a successful life, and everything that they're telling you right now is incorrect. So please, I don't even mind it. It just tells me that they are watching right now and they're trying to distract us, but it's actually not a distraction because the message is the same, whether that billboard is physically there or not, which it will come back because it's been paid for, and Clear Channel will make sure it comes back even when things get vandalized, guys. That's what happens. Again, you don't know how to 2024, but it is a perfect time for you to leave, for you to get up from whatever computer terminal you're working at, walk out of the building. There is nothing bad that's going to happen to you. It's not grim. Life is wonderful in 2024, and there's a plethora of opportunity for you out here. Just
and
multitudes.
even flipping burgers, you can pay bills. And you will make more than $47.
It's $20 an hour, guys, here in Oregon to flip those burgers.
You're a piece of shit, you'll be flipping burgers. And it's like, oh, wait, actually, it's a great job. It's so fun. I get to
for all the Sea Org members who are sitting there who go to In-N-Out on Friday and Saturday nights. The managers of an average In-N-Out, guys, the manager, which is only promoted from within, by the way, in In-N-Out, just to give you a burger flipping statistic, the average manager at any In-N-Out location makes close to $200,000 a year being the manager of In-N-Out. So when you think that the burger flipping isn't going to get you anywhere, think again. Okay? Think again.
Yeah.
Let me
and they give you health care. Even for part-time employees, they give you health care.
You get food. Food. Yeah. Oh my God. And it's not rice and beans. Oh my God. It has flavor.
Guys, animal style all day. Let's go.
Yeah, no kidding.
Also, somebody made a funny comment. Did you see it earlier? I pinned it. I don't know. I just love it. Where is it? Let me pin it back.
Thank you, Alicia, for tuning in.
Can you read this, Nora, without laughing?
Spirited Dragonfly says, rumor, COS demands that the podium raises and lowers. That could be, I know when we were at the shrine, they didn't have like an opportunity for that because the shrine stage is fixed. So on some of the other stages that he might be on, that might be a possibility. But the podiums, if you've ever noticed and go back and watch the older events, when you see him standing at it and then you see like Ray Midoff come over, who's like 6'5", Ray Midoff is like, you can see from like his belt buckle on up because he's so tall and the podium is so low. And then when David Miscavige stands at it, it makes him look regal because it's lowered because he's very short.
Yeah.
Like Ray Midoff has to bend down to get to the microphone, right?
I bent down to fix my tripod, and I was like, "Oh, this is about how tall David Miscavige is."
Yeah, Nora, I wanted to add to what the trolls are saying, and I appreciate your comment. Protesting is an American right. We're on the public sidewalk protesting. It's free speech. In the 90s, when the internet began to come out, the BBS, the bulletin boards, and it's all before you guys were born because you're all young. I believe you're all in your early 20s. But
thank you, Jeff.
You're very welcome. Now, the church, Scientology, this was Helena Cobran. She used to send out nasty grams we called Cobragrams in the ARS days. And she came out with Scientology came out with a line that said, freedom of speech is not the freedom to attack my religion. And that was what they tried to spin it. And we would debate, no, freedom of speech is the freedom to criticize your religion. So they tried to redefine, like, religion should be immune from criticism. So we came back, the critics would say, look, you can believe whatever you want. We're protesting your behavior and conduct. So please believe whatever you want, buy all the auditing you want, practice it, but it's the conduct. And we can also criticize your religion. That's part of freedom of speech, just as you can criticize us. I mean, we've been called, what are non-Scientologists called? Homo saps, 1-1, degraded beings, wogs. You go down the list of the dehumanization. So they apparently think they have the freedom to child traffic, bankrupt people, put children into the Sea Org at age 10. I mean, horrible things, right?
Yeah.
But yet they should be immune from criticism. It's like what they call a one-way flow. They talk, we're supposed to listen. Doesn't work that way. That's why we're on the streets, and we're doing things legally. What's interesting is in the anonymous era, in the 2008, they used to have the OT8 handlers who'd heard the Xenu story come out and talk to us, try to handle us. And now there's no handlers. They just pull everyone inside. And there's no one to be seen. Even the usual fixtures like Oto's security guard is off the street. What do you guys make of that?
He got too famous. He got too seen. He got too famous. I mean, anybody who got too famous is off the street. Like, look what happened to Sebastian. Everybody thought, I had about 5 different theories, and then somebody spotted him at PAC. Because when people are getting too much visibility, here's a true story time. You can't have anybody be above chairman of the board or it used to be Lafayette, but really it's about chairman of the board. You can't have him not get thanked now at all the events. You can't even at Friday night graduation. You have to thank RTC and the chairman of the board for this amazing technology, even though he didn't make it. Elron did. So one Friday night, we had a lot of young guys graduating, like a lot of young kids graduating. It was summertime. And so they were there for, the daycare aspect of doing training for children. And so these were kids, some of whom I had taught at Lewis Carroll Academy of the Arts, and were now in my academy doing the academy levels. And they all were like, "Oh, I'm so nervous about my speech. What do I say?" And I was literally running from my course room all the way out to the pavilion, like 2nd floor, down all the way out to the pavilion and back, trying to set up graduation, do all this stuff. So I was super hectic. So jokingly, I said to them, "I don't know, just say Nora's the best and thank LRH," right? And then I left thinking that's not going to happen. So one after the other, there's half their speech is about me, right? About how I got them through the course and they couldn't have done it without me. And Nora's just this most stellar word clear. At one point, they got a standing ovation going for me during this thing. And I start to realize I'm in deep shit. And the crew guys there, in the pavilion, put a spotlight on me in the crowd, and I had to stand up and wave. And as I'm turning and waving, joking, like doing the royal wave, I see Liz, none other than Renee Duzak, who is the chief officer. Is like her hair. That character in the Hades film, the Hades Disney film. She looked like that in my mind. Like she was just going. And then afterwards, I got a sec check. Why were all these? One person didn't thank LRH. They only thanked me. And so then it was like, I got a whole sec check on why was I corrupting these guys? Why would I make myself more important than Source and COB and like all that? Oh my God. I was like, it was a joke. Oh, you're a joker and degrader. And like, like guys, like, and I'm getting bawled out. And then one of the kids overheard that I was getting in this shit. And I was like, it's not your fault. Don't even think of it. They were like, oh my God, we're so sorry. I'm like, I just was like, guys, it's not your fault. You're a teen. It's all good. Like, I'm not mad at you. It's just, I'm mad that this happened. And it's just like insane to me how it's escalated from there, because he has replaced Elron as the source of Scientology, because he's the source of real tech, of standard tech, as opposed to the person who, like, listen, I'm not defending the technology here, but as opposed to the person who actually wrote it all, right? As we're supposed to believe that and it's never Elron's fault. It's always the squirrels who were translating it and typing it out. They fucked it. They put in their own stuff.
Yeah,
like
they
somehow
added their own 2 cents.
Right. For 30 years it stood and it was totally fine. And then all of a sudden he discovered all this out tech. Like, no, honey. No, you didn't.
You can see that, it's very Old Testament, because the Old Testament, God says, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." So it would be like, "Thou shalt have no other COBs before me." And the interesting thing, being a critic a long time and reading the magazines, it used to be about a 70-30 blend, pictures of David Miscavige to Ron, where Ron would get 70% of the pictures in magazines. And then over time, you see a drift to where it's like 80-20, where there's 80% pictures of David Miscavige and 20% of Ron. And even sometimes it's 90-10. And
Right.
now Ron's pretty much relegated to the birthday event where his picture's up in the corner. You know, that
Yep.
gold picture they put in the, and he's always around there somewhere, so you can give him a hip hip hooray. But yeah, he has receded very much, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why it's a cult of personality, and it's centered around. And we used to notice that David Miscavige wouldn't care in the early internet days if you attacked Ron because it didn't put attention on him. So he threw Ron to the dogs, you know, in his mind. Hey, have at it. Ron's dead. I don't care. But with the
Yeah.
minute you start talking about David Miscavige, you'd have the OSA crew, Gavino, Ida, and Gloria. They kind of ran the online crew, you know, sock puppets, and they
I
may
know
still be there.
there's
Did
a
you know?
weird old
Did you know
man. Guys,
Gavino? And,
You guys have a weird. What's happening, Laura?
What's going
Somebody's
on?
following you.
yeah, I just want to make sure that any people who can't control their emotions are on the record.
Where is he?
This
That
is
guy?
the guy that swatted my phone, guys. This is
Is it
literally
that guy?
yeah, and he
That-
thinks he can't get arrested.
I'm telling you right now, he's a Sea Org member.
no,
should
for
go-
real. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually put this on me because it's the same dude. He has the earpiece and everything.
Yeah, no, I
The
remember
guy
him.
that
I remember
gave
him.
leniency to, and said if he doesn't fucking do something stupid, I won't have him arrested. And that was after he swapped my phone. So today he has no red cap, but he still has his AOLA 500 bag
Yep.
and walking down very angry, constantly.
Is he just
Angry and
pacing
out
back
to
and
yard.
forth?
Hey!
Is
Get
he
your
just going?
look, his
Is he
TRs are
going
much
back and
better.
forth, Laura? Is he
Guys,
like?
I had to put. Sorry, I can't hear you, Nora.
Is he
So
going
when-
back and forth, or is he just?
No, that's the first
Caspi?
time I saw him, and I was like,
Oh,
I know that face. That's the day that DOA came and rescued.
Yeah.
No, he came and was like, get him! That's that dude. He just walked by, and I looked over and I just heard like an angry voice, and that's him. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Did he have-
oh, I need to interrupt right now.
oh no, for sure. Your safety comes
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
you do. Did
He's
he have
by-
shreds of billboard in his mouth, Lara?
Wait, now he's by like square one. So we're good. But look, guys, trafficking. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi,
It's
Seorg.
okay to leave Scientology. All right.
See, now they're letting people
Exactly.
walk outside because the billboard's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
The environment in Theta Avenue has been shut down.
I'm mute. Keep
They're
going.
gonna announce that to tomorrow night at staff meeting as a
At the
staff.
yeah, a graduation or tonight?
Well, today's Thursday. I mean, it's
Today's
already
Thursday.
after 2.
I mean, let's,
It's already
and
after
it's been
2.
down. So yeah, that definitely was end of week stat for someone.
Oh yeah.
You know how they when there's a hurricane down in Clearwater,
hmm
and they always say the OTs diverted it from Flag because of the high Santa Ana's. Nor do you think they'll share at tomorrow that the the OTs created the high wind storms?
Oh, of
Just
course.
ripped down the board.
Just like they always push away the hurricanes in Florida.
Yeah. Well, you can do. I've done that before. Anyone should be able to just think away a hurricane, right? Is
Right.
that how it works?
Or handled plane
See, I like to
turbulence.
pull miracles right out of my ass and and blow it at people like.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
You
I
know.
when I was growing up in the church, the televangelist would just say, "Reach out and claim your miracle. Reach out and claim your miracle." And I think they're going to do the same thing. That we mocked up some gigantic Santa Anas to shred the S to confront and shatter suppression.
It hasn't blown Laura off the street yet, so
No, it hasn't. So there's something we don't know altogether and investigate it. But
Yeah.
I still like my idea of Tom Cruise on a zip line. Look at her; she's so entertaining.
I love her. Yeah, the Santa Anas are gonna get her.
Okay,
Oh,
stop,
hey,
Laura.
there's the
Stop.
van again.
Stop.
There's the van. I wonder if
There's the
David
van.
Miscavige is inside.
Nah.
Okay.
I feel like there
He would
should
never
be,
ride in a terrible van like that.
Hey, Laura. turn
unless he was escaping from service of subpoena, then he would.
Yeah.
that tree right there. Turn to your right.
Uh-huh. This
Okay,
one right
stop,
here that you're
stop,
next
stop.
to.
This
Laura,
is
turn
the
around.
That's the tree.
Turn around, Laura.
Laura,
That
turn
tree.
around.
Yes.
That is the tree. Went all the way up to the 4th floor. That is the tree. It was the 4th one. That is the LRH Comms office up there. Just in case you guys wanted to know where the LRH Comms office is in AOLA. Right at the tippy
Also,
top.
fun fact, in that building is where my mom did Lamaze class when she was pregnant with me. And she did it
Fun
with Sylvester
fact.
Stallone when it was still Cedars of Sinai.
Fun fact, AOLA used to drop a water balloon whale off the roof whenever they were number one. Little did they know, fun fact, everybody, Ivan Obolinski was falsifying the stats. Just in case you needed to know, that is why the AOLA kids that you all hated so much, we got pizza every Friday in a movie.
Yeah, we needed that. We needed that Greco's pizza on demand. Also, I'm mad that we didn't go to Greco's. We had your shitty Tommy burger and we didn't have any Greco's. I'm upset.
I'm very upset. I'm very.
Question for Liz.
Yeah.
Now, are you CRG members? Now that Ron died in 1986, so what do you do in the LRH comms office if he's dead? What does he have to communicate about, or what do you do, given that he's dead? He doesn't. I'm just trying to get my mind around.
I know what my mom did, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
So my mom received a letter. Well, she received the first letter saying that something else was another group was taking over. And then little after that, she got the letter notifying her that someone else was taking over. And so she made sure that the office was sealed.
But I mean, LRH is dead, long dead, and he has a communications office. I just can't get my mind, like, why does a dead guy need a communications office?
Because they got to follow rules and procedures, man.
He could come back at any moment, Jeff. You have to realize he went to Target 2 to get things started, and then he's supposed to come back to get everybody else to Target 2. Right.
And he can work in whatever building he wants.
He can come back at any moment, and he needs to be able to, craft. That's right, Apple. Craft some more gems of, Scientology. He's got to be able to write it down.
Well, he's got to deliver OT 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because we only have half the bridge to total freedom. So you're only.
Well, I don't know what could possibly be after being cause over matter, energy, space, and time. I mean, if you can actually do that, you're basically an Avenger. And so, like, there should just be crews of Avengers. Like, Scientology should just get the spandex out and just strap it on to the OT8s and be like, hey, we're going to go march into the Gaza Strip and we're going to handle it because we're OT8 and we're cause over matter, energy, space, and time. Remember when they declared that they had handled the Middle East? They made peace in the Middle East with the Way to Happiness, guys. Way to Happiness pamphlets.
Yeah.
And as we all know out here in the year 2024, total peace going on in the Middle East right now. Absolutely peaceful. They also took credit for the Berlin Wall coming down because that was when OT8 was released. They said there was so much theta released at that one moment that's what made Gorby tear down the wall. Not 20 plus years of negotiations from NATO and America, just OT8.
Yeah,
it was just
nothing to do with the SALT treaties. And then, of course, they said that they reduced crime in Colombia by 90% through distributing the Way to Happiness. It pacifies entire regions. That's why David Miscavige got the medal from the retired Colombian police general, Mina Bravo, who was later arrested for corruption after he retired. But anyway.
Yeah.
So
it's nuts. What do you got going on, Laura?
Do you guys know what's up with this fucking lion?
Okay, so the lion was one of the biggest flaps that ever happened in the history of the PAC base. That was commissioned, and it was supposed to, if you open up the old Academy levels and they have that lion that's on the front, and they used to do like the animated lion, like prancing, kind of like the MGM lion. So it was supposed to look like that. And then when this statue got unveiled, none of us had seen it, guys. Nobody saw this before COB came to unveil it. And when he fucking took the tarp off that shit, let me just tell you, so many heads rolled, but the artist was there. And so like he had to pretend like how regal it was and how great it was. And we at Celebrity Center, apologies to my fellow Steering members who are now out, who were at ASHO at the time. We could not stop taking the piss out of this fucking disgusting lion. Like, we were like, at least we don't work with the dilapidated Skeletor lion, you know, like,
right? Like,
oh
with the nostrils like all over here.
What
and,
is
like,
happening? It's like a zombie apocalypse lion straight out of a Stephen King novel is just sitting there, that was made by an artist who'd never seen a lion.
Right.
You know?
So to your left, Laura, there's like a right there that walks towards the brick, the brown or beige brick, whatever it is. Right there is where we used to get picked up for half the kids were going to Delphi, the other half were going to Mace Kingsley. We got picked up right there.
What about
RPF?
Isn't this the Lebanon Hall?
So yes, if you go right down there, that's Lebanon Hall. That other building, that's those doors go into Leb Hall, which is actually like the little chapel. And then above that is Lebanon Hall, where staff members live, but also the second floor was dedicated to the RPF. That's where I slept. On the RPF part of the way. And then if you turn your camera to the left, Laura, towards the corner, all the way, keep going. So right there at the very corner of the building, where that little corner meets, that is another dorm room that was used by the RPF on each side of the building, that same room. That one right there was a women's dorm. At the time, we had triple bunks in there. We had 36 or 30, almost 40 women in one room with triple bunks. And we all had our very own, guys, very own junior high size locker to put all of our possessions in. Yeah. So you have that. There's no AC, nothing in there. And you got almost 40 people packed in there during summertime, during wintertime. And then on the opposite side of that building, in the same little wing, is where this basement level area where the RPF would do all of its auditing. So this is these little planters, that's all maintained by the RPF, sometimes the EPF, because they don't have enough grounds people to keep all these plants up and stuff. So there's, dilapidated old RPFers that do it.
That whole area used to be nothing but cacti.
Right.
No way.
Yeah, we had to take them out by hand.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You know how many of us kids got hit by covered in the cacti needles? Because they had the big giant cacti needle, and that's where we had to get picked up from Ace Kingsley. And you could not be anywhere else but that spot. And so we would be sitting.
Was that RPFers that just ran past you? Laura, was that no?
No, they're not. They're just runners. And I was making sure. So I said, say no to Scientology. And they were running like, no. Yeah, no. But that was the norm 5 years ago. Would just be RPFers running around, including my father, who I saw randomly multiple times.
Yeah.
So so if you look at the building right there, so if you walk up that hallway, from the other building, you walk up, and it's Incom is at the other side if you take a little zigzags. So right there, stop, go back. Stop. Right there in that area is where the phone booths were, where I used to stack the phone books so that I could call my Nana. Like, literally stand on a chair and stack phone books. And I'm sitting there like, hey, Nana.
There must have been something that happened in 2001. Around Christmas time, because they had every RPFer, they gave us a stack of quarters, and they had every RPFer go call all their family members to say, I'm okay, I'm loving what I'm doing, and everything's good. And we all got to make these phone calls to our family to say, I love you, Merry Christmas, and all this shit. Like, we had so many people hadn't even talked to their extended family in years. And we all got stacks of quarters because they wouldn't have us do it on the regular phone, because that's all recorded, to go to those pay phones, which I'm sure aren't there anymore, to make those calls to our family. So the RPF, just to answer that, is the Rehabilitation Project Force. If you do anything, I'm just answering a question. If you do anything bad, you get sent there, and it's just basically a forced labor camp. Go ahead, Laura.
Yeah, and my dad was definitely running around on the RPF all the time. He'd be like, Dad! He'd be like, oh. He would ask his twin.
Right.
Guess who his twin was?
Who?
His brother, my uncle, the senior has, Paul Anderson. Is it okay if I say hi to my daughter? He's like, yeah, come on. Here's human trafficking. Anyways, guys, we just got a huge piece of information.
Okay, go for it.
And because our chats, all of our chats together are basically the FBI and investigators on crack.
True.
They basically found a ladder from the van. They ran the license plate. Somebody has the license plate of the white van that took down the thing. They ran the license plate, and there's a name on the ladder of the person that owns the ladder that they used to get up.
Oh.
Whose name is
That's
it?
nice.
Do you know what the name is?
Please tell me it's Home Depot.
For that information. Ellie, do you know what the name is?
We'll wait for the information.
Oh man, this is
There's just
interesting.
too many little evidence. Oh my God, this is great. Okay, continue. So yeah, the RPF. I'm gonna split. We're gonna walk around as he's coming. This is Dan.
I
Walks
get
out.
the name.
Walking with me.
We're walking.
So we're going
walking.
I go,
We're
we're walking.
We're stopping.
After midnight.
Loop, and then and you guys keep talking because I love hearing that. While
Here's the question here. Does any part of the pack base inside resemble the hospital that it once was? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And they've systematically gone through like the big blue building that has the Scientology sign on it. That is the most hospital-y building that's left. But while I was there, we were finishing up the renovations to tear all of that last bits and pieces out. And those renovations were really brutal because all of the walls of that building are like thick ass old terracotta tile. And so every time we would go and break all these things, everybody on the construction, because we had no PPE, guys, no masks, no gloves, no eye protection, we would all get terribly sick because you have to realize that this hospital was up since, like the early 1900s. And so the very first flu pandemic patients were there. Many different very ill people were there. The AOLA building used to be the cancer ward for Cedars of Sinai. And then down in the basement over there where Laura was before by the big blue building, that was also where they did early radiation treatments like cobalt and things like that before that all kind of got sorted. So we would all get really, really sick because we're inhaling this dust that probably is filled with a ton of shit and disease and other things because it's terracotta. It's a porous material. And we'd have to handle it with our hands and move it out in wheelbarrows. And, we were allowed to take the elevator down with the wheelbarrow, but we would have to carry it up 7 flights of stairs because you can't take an empty wheelbarrow up, guys. That's out ethics. So things like that. There's also asbestos that we removed from Leb Hall and other areas, also with no protection and quite illegally since you're not supposed to disturb asbestos when it is in an older building. That's California OSHA codes and things like that.
It's kind of asbestos to leave it alone.
Hey-o.
Yeah. Nora, did they have the, I did an inspection with an OT8 when in the early 80s. They were looking at the electrical system as a sales engineer, one of my clients was an OT. And I remember the nurses stations. You remember the nurses stations in the older part of the hospital? And so when I went up there, what shocked me, we went up, we were looking at the electrical and they want to do some fiber optics and I was doing fiber optics. And I remember the fire escape doors were chain locked with a chain and a padlock from the inside.
Yeah.
And I said, Gunnar, why are they doing that? He said, well, in case there's an FBI raid. I go, but if there's a fire, he goes, don't worry, there's a key. So you can verify that they padlocked the fire escape doors from the inside.
No,
that's what I want the
padlocked
public to
all
know.
that stuff. But it's worse in Lebanon Hall because on the second floor, they built an entire room out onto the roof, totally illegally, in one of those fire door areas. So when the fire chiefs would come to inspect, we would have to lock the door and then have everybody just be quiet in the courtroom because we knew the fire inspectors were there and it was completely illegal room that was built onto the roof of the adjacent building that we were doing our courses in. Right. So it's just this complete craziness.
No permit or code or anything. Just
what's a permit?
No. Permits. We
don't need no stinking permits.
Permits are for WOGs.
Right. Permits are for non-OTs who don't make things go right.
Oh,
yeah.
Glad I got that R factor because I was going to pull a permit. But I guess if you're going to build a Scientology skyscraper, it doesn't matter. So what was Lara saying that they have a license plate number?
Yeah, they have a license plate number, but I want to answer one other question. Somebody in
Yeah.
the chat way earlier just asked, why is the building blue? The building is that particular shade of blue. There is an FO about it, a flag order about it, where Elron, imagined this shade of blue so that the building can be seen and stand out in all the Los Angeles skyline from everywhere, from the air, on land, and all these things. And so that planes flying over will see it. They'll notice this bright blue spot, right, in the sea of chaos around it. And so it's a very specific blue. There was also another flap about that because they had to get this really expensive dye to paint the stucco with. And then the second batch that came wasn't quite the same color, because if you've ever mixed paint, if you don't do it exactly the same with the exact amount of drops of dye, it will be a slight shade different. So that's why for a long time, Asho was slightly lighter because it had faded than the big blue building, because we painted it and it was like not the same, but it was sun damage. You have to keep painting stucco over and over because it's, again, porous material that's going to fade over time in the sun, even though the person who sent the dye was like, oh, no, it's going to stay forever. Like that's not how those things work.
One.
Yeah.
Life after work question. Does CA do unannounced inspections? Oh, I'm sorry. You're serious.
No, they have all those guys paid off. Are you joking?
No, nobody comes in there. The labor board, no, because they're not OSHA compliant. Because first of all, if
they would have been shut down years ago if they did that. Let's just put it that way. The human trafficking would have been seen. All the bunks wouldn't have been able to be removed like they used to do to show compliance with the right amount of square footage per person and all this other nonsense. There's no inspection that happens that isn't known a week in advance. The only time that happened, and Liz will remember this, is when the rating system for restaurants first came out in Los Angeles. Our cafe guys got a C. Oh, so many heads rolled on that. We couldn't get them to come out the next day immediately to fix it.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, I know. Rat poop. It was rat poop. It's an outside cafe. Of course there's rodents.
Are you kidding me? How many times do we sit there in the kitchen or the galley and go ahead, Laura.
Yeah.
I was just saying, Sea members are so oblivious to this.
Oh, yeah. And our kitchen got like a D. The kitchen we were eating out of got like a D. They kept those guys up for 2 weeks straight to white glove that entire kitchen. And I mean, white glove it.
And they were trying to kill the rats. Like literally, like I remember they were just throwing brooms into walls and it was ugly. And I was just like, oh.
And they were trying to hide the rating. Remember, you have to keep your rating in a visible place. So they kept trying to like put tables in front of it so people.
Or the flowers. Remember when they put the flowers?
And the inspector came back and was like, "No, everyone has to see this. They have to know." And it took like they won't re-inspect for a whole month, so they couldn't get them to come back out. Oh my God, it was a whole thing.
Oh, the shame, Nora. Nora, on the big, I heard I have an alternate history, and so please help me, correct me if I'm wrong.
I have to go to therapy, guys.
Yeah, I do too. But according to Marty Rathbun, when he was in purchasing before his rise to power, he said that he got an order to paint the building when they were using Seorg. Everyone was a list one rock slammer. He said he got the blue paint because it was the cheapest surplus government paint he could find, and that's why it was blue, because it was cheap. And he could buy it in quantity. It was government surplus. So I'm wondering if what Marty is saying is correct. And then Hubbard wrote a policy talking about it being blue.
Probably.
Because Marty writes that Hubbard liked the color. So maybe it was a little bit of creative, like taking credit for cheap government paint. Well, it's actually a beacon of hope to all humanity who see the blue building rising and the cross thrust into the sky.
Yeah.
They've never been a beacon of hope.
No, they're going to make it up that they are. Like I flew for 30 years. I never noticed going into LAX. I never noticed the blue building.
No.
I've even flown in private planes around it. It doesn't stand out at all. I mean, I guess if you're in a flying saucer, maybe looking for a specific blue and you're entering your color computer.
Well, it's not even like one of the biggest buildings in LA anymore. So it's a nothing burger.
Nothing.
It's just, and also it's across the street from a hospital that is a bigger complex than it. So it's not, it gets lost in the weeds, as it were.
Yeah. And I go to that Kaiser Permanente. So My hospital is bigger than your old hospital, Scientology. It's newer and cleaner too.
I want to let that driver know they're not going to fit in that space.
Yeah, that's not
compliant.
That's not for you. No, you're in the driveway, honey.
No, you know
you're gonna get a ticket.
Yeah.
You're gonna get towed.
Yeah.
Okay, so where Lara is walking right now, she's about to reach where we called the blue tarp. You know, all of us called it the blue tarp.
What was that?
The blue tarp. That's where the bad kids were. The really bad kids. We were always told that these were the worst of the worst. Like these were the kids that were like, I don't want to be near my family. I do what I want. These were supposedly the worst of the worst kind of kids. And then
would they just lock them in there all day?
Yeah, they had one walk. They had a steward member watching them.
Yeah.
All of our kid areas were like a prison. Like when I say it was like Lord of the Flies.
What's this area?
Go ahead.
That's like the backside of Incom. Only like
no, Incom's further down.
But it's like this is another area where executives and stuff would go. This is like this is Follow.
Follow.
Yeah.
Isn't this where the Follow is and stuff?
Yes.
Right here.
Okay. Yes. I see where she's at. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not Income because Income's further down.
Income's further down. That's where the Follow was. And then you can also get into like Asho and stuff. It's like a back exit from there.
Okay. So where you're walking up to right now, that in that building right here to your left, Laura, this used to have laundry rooms. So for 10 cents, you can wash and dry.
Does. If you go to the end, that's where the laundry room is. That was my first project on the RPF, putting the electrical in there.
But I was like,
in the
laundry,
laundry
10
room.
cents.
Yeah. Boom.
How old were you when you were putting in the electrical, Nora?
Oh, I was, let's see, it was let's see, I have to do math. Please hold.
Oh, sure. Yeah, math can be very difficult.
Well, I always forget how old I was at the turn of the last century. So I was 23 at the time I got RPF. So I was 23 then. It was right before my 24th birthday.
Putting in electrical.
I was a wee baby.
Yeah.
A wee little baby.
And I was not a journeyman electrician or even an apprentice electrician.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You could just remember that skills from past lives when you were an electrician.
Like the Matrix. You just get it
exactly.
into your brain. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm sure I could go fly a 747 today.
I don't know. Laura. What?
Yes.
Yeah. This is the staging center there. That is also where the RPF mostly goes in and out of.
Yes. Let me see
from that gate right there. And they do all of the staging because if you look through those little things there, that is like the entrance into the basement. So on the right-hand side is the entrance into the basement there, all the way back. And that building to the left that you're pointing out right now is where the laundry room is, right on the first floor. The very first room up there is the laundry room.
So that blue dumpster was there before. Well, maybe not that precise one, but there was one there, and then there was one on the left-hand side. And the kids used to play around the dumpster because that's the area that they had to play in.
And that's tarp. And that's also where all the RPFers would come to smoke, is right there. But also, if you notice there by that blue dumpster, there's that big gray machine. That's a shredding machine. So all of the things, they have their own shredding machines on site for the pack base there and Celebrity Center to do all of their own shredding. And then a company comes to like pick it up to take the shredding away. But they first make sure that it's shredded to their standards, and then another company comes and incinerates it. So anything they don't want known goes into the shred bin.
Yeah.
Also, they consider that the audit, the assessment lists, like, what's your favorite dog? A greyhound, a poodle, all these things. That's also confidential. Like, we don't want to know that you're assessing dog breeds. Confidential. That has to be shredded too. The amount of paper that is wasted in the Church of Scientology could literally probably put the rainforest back together. It is insane. And one time I tried to get us to use recycled paper instead of the white paper. You would have thought that I was trying to burn down the whole building because, you know, like maybe don't use all of that paper. So
Are they talking about Narconon? I just saw Narconon. Look up Narconon.
look up Narconon, Georgia. Yeah, there's been deaths there as well. And that's also associated with Scientology. Definitely look up Narconon, Georgia.
Yeah, Narconon is basically the Purif. You're just paying more money.
Well, it's the Purif and the objectives. Don't leave that out.
Sure.
And doing that part of the life orientation course where you figure out what you're supposed to be doing in life.
My goals in
Yep.
life.
Yes.
One of the secrets of Narconon, and you'll find it in upper level OT materials, is L. Ron Hubbard said that the secret of the purification rundown they use in Narconon is that the niacin will temporarily knock the BTs out of their drug restimulation long enough to get
Just
through case
freaking
gains.
yelled at somebody that
So-
was
Right.
somebody on a session break, and I was like, I know you're on a session break, and she was like uncomfortable, like, oh my god.
Good job. Good job. All right, guys. I gotta peace
Yeah.
out. I'm just
Later.
gonna,
I feel too.
I'm gonna just
Later,
take
Lara.
me, but leave this on my channel. So just take me
Yeah.
out of the thing. Don't
Okay.
erase me, and I'll leave my stuff open so that this will
Okay,
continue.
perfect. I love you. You guys are.
I wanted to stream
Yeah,
to my
better go.
channel. Thank you guys. I love you.
Okay, thank
Bye,
you.
Nora.
Great
Love
seeing
you.
everyone. I have to go too.
All right, I can stay with you.
Okay,
All right, so
bye,
I know-
Jeffrey. It's okay. Liz, do you got to go or you want to hang?
No, I'm fine.
That was fun. I
We
literally.
have Super Pup. Okay, what other buildings do we have?
Okay, I'm gonna mute because it's probably windy, right, and annoying.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna mute. Hold on. I won't mute actually. Here, I'll just turn it around. Here we go. So yeah, somebody was up there on the balcony having a session break, and I just interrupted that very proudly. Proud SP over here.
Kate D. Al-Anon is completely different than Narconon. Al-Anon is actually state funded and state approved. Narconon, not so much.
Excellent. Excellent. That older lady was like, oh, sorry, Liz.
No, don't be sorry at all.
I like that you were explaining whatever Al-Anon. I felt like Al-Anon is more for family and alcohol is for the individual, right?
Well, you have like the people that help the family. You have the people that, okay, right there. Okay, so right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you remember the horseshoe?
Of course, I remember the horseshoe. I will always remember the horseshoe. So, you go down there and, well, you can't go down there, but don't do it, Laura.
Down
Don't
there,
do it.
the doors.
Yep, do those doors.
14th floor, that's the entrance. They
Oh,
called it the
God.
horseshoe. They call this the horseshoe. Okay,
Mhm.
keep going.
So
I'm gonna-
you go down. I love you. So go down a little further. Either way. Okay. So you had security entrance there. Then you had like the kids would come and we would play in the grass. Don't get me wrong. We would actually play in the grass until security came and then we bolt. Like you would see, it would be like you just threw salt on a bunch of snails. Like we were literally like, just so we didn't get caught. But there wasn't a lot of places for us to play as kids. Yep, there's another entrance. If you time that one perfectly, you can get inside income. Watch out for the old coat and the scooter. Okay, yeah, don't do all that. Okay. So where you are walking up to on the corner, everybody, to the left, you can go back to where she's been showing you before. To the right and down about a mile and a half. On the right-hand side, you're going to see another building. That's now where they house their older, very, very sick people. That they should just let go home to their family. The garage that we started this on, there used to be two floors that had bicycles. And so the kids would go around testing tires, and then we would borrow one of the bikes to go down the street, to go around, to do whatever. AA is not with Sciento. Don't know what that means. You guys are talking about hypnosis. It's kind of cute.
What?
Someone was talking about hypnosis in the chat. This is wacko. I'm being completely honest, but this was our norm, guys. So when it came to LRH's birthday weekend, where they would have like, do elderly Sea Org have much family? Yes. But the problem is they were either A, forced to disconnect, B, told that their family is suppressive, or C, this Sea Org just lied and said they were dead. Phenomenal. It's absolutely mind-blowing about how they get away with this shit. Do they stick people, old people in a room and starve them to death? No, they won't starve them to death, but you'll get basically just enough to be able to function. Like have I seen larger, and this is where it always got me, guys. I was starving all the time. Like I was hungry all the time. I was at an unhealthy weight for myself. And I mean, unhealthy. But somehow you'd have some people that were very, very large, like some men that had been in the Sea Org for a very long time. And they were very, very large. And I always wondered, how? Laura, if you can answer that, I'm totally okay with that.
What?
So, how there would be like small people in the Sea Org, but then you'd have like random 4 or 5 people that were extremely large. And I always wondered, because we weren't being fed that much, how did they get, how?
Well, the body changes. People that are like overweight and stuff, actually, it's not that they're overeating sometimes. It's actually, they just aren't eating the proper foods for their body. So whereas in the Sea Org, you just are demanded to only eat this food. Here it is, eat it. And hopefully you can eat something that's on the buffet. So yeah, there was no reason for people to be overweight or not. And if there was, it wasn't kept track of that way. It was just thought of being like a degraded being, or you're just, oh, you're overweight, you're a DB, right? Hi,
yep.
Mama.
So, question, Liz, do you think they told your dad you died? It's very possible, but we won't know until we know. But either which way, I'm not giving up on him. But I did realize something the other day. I was talking to Carrie, and I'm like, there's a part of me that is struggling so hard to get my dad out. But then there's the other part of me that wants vengeance.
Yeah.
And vengeance might be the wrong word. More like accountability. Accountability would probably be better. Is there an old folks area? Are there still children? Yeah, there's still children. If it wasn't for the protesters, like CMO and CLO, they have young, like they usually try for between 14 and 16.
Yeah, and when I was in CMO CW, they always had, literally it was so common, including myself, 15 years old, 13 years old. There was a young kid named Sirio Balmelli. He was 8 years old, and he was considered like this genius kid, and I was 15. So, there you go. And it took work to get there. So like I was already in it for a while before even getting to CMO to be this bossy ass bitch.
Do they have a cemetery? No,
because body is just a body. It's just messed. It's a physical thing. That's why you can just get a new body in a new lifetime.
Yeah. So most likely what's happening, and again, this is just me speculating, but most likely when people are dropping the body, as they say, really, let's call it what it is. They died. They died. They can literally have them picked up by the coroner, whatever, have the body just left there. And if nobody claims the body, guess what? The city will pay for cremation. But they won't tell any of the family that, hey, by the way, your relative, oh yeah, they passed. It's literally going to be like you find out 10, 15 years later.
Correct. Sorry.
Yeah. Do I think there's any kids there now? Absolutely. There's tunnels. So that most of these buildings here all have tunnels because this was a hospital. So they had like weird routes to the morgue. They had weird routes to different areas, but this used to be an actual hospital. So there is massive tunnels. Now, some of those tunnels, yes, security is blocked off, but most of those tunnels are absolutely still functioning and operating, and it's a way to get from building to building. So yeah, let's out those tunnels. Here's AOLA. I lived there for so long. Well, I didn't live there, but felt like I did. At least in that tree. Ugh. And there's the garage I was talking about.
There's your trafficking van and the garage you were talking about.
Yep.
Make sure they fully see this sign. Proud SP. Elderly abuse, elderly neglect is illegal.
Did you know that minimum wage is a minimum? What is minimum wage in Los Angeles right now?
It's windy AF up in here. Windy AF.
After all you went through, did drag story time freak you out? Susan Everett, I'm so glad that you got a membership from someone. I'm trying to catch it, guys. I can't click on anything. I'm just trying to catch everything. Are the tunnels legal? They were there when the building was purchased. So it's not like they built new tunnels. These were all tunnels that were already set up from the hospital.
But they could have built new tunnels, Liz.
They absolutely could have built them. And if they built them, that is above my my repertoire. So, okay. So yeah, let them know. $15 an hour is minimum wage. That is the legal amount they're supposed to be paid. I wouldn't mind receiving. Oh, I have to tell you, Laura, I'm starting the shot soon. I know you're not listening, but I'm starting the shot soon. Talked to the psychiatrist. Already had my intake. I am doing the shots to get rid of these nightmares.
That is wild. I literally can't wait because I know how you are. So I can't wait to see how you feel after it.
Yeah. They were like, just so you know, it's like an epidural. And I was like, okay. I've had a spinal tap. It's fine. An epidural is nothing. Like realistically,
okay.
You know.
Go over there? Yeah. Okay. I was going to start heading back toward my place to take a little break. Sorry, Liz.
Okay, yeah. I'm probably going to wrap it up soon. What time do you think you're going to go to?
The poop? I call it the poop.
I love that.
Probably in a few hours.
Okay.
Literally.
Right. Text me.
Okay. Ciao. Okay, keep going, Liz. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll just say
so the shots are basically, it is through Jamie Mustard. Well, not technically, it's through a psychiatrist, and it's going to be injecting into the nerve to help with nightmares. And it's got a really high success rate with tremors. And the problem is, guys, I have really bad nightmares from all of this that you're seeing. As many times as Laura was by the fenced area, by the now empty billboard, I escaped from that many a times by climbing that fence. I learned how to climb a fence like I was a jackrabbit. Like
I forgot about that, and then when I was standing there and you said that, I was like, oh yeah, it was kind of like a challenge to be like, could you climb the fence quick?
Mm-hmm.
Could you get over it quick enough without getting in trouble?
Yeah. If you got caught, you were, not only was your ass grass, your parents were going to be notified and told how out ethics you were. Yeah. So it was literally like, I learned how to climb fast. Like you would have thought that I was like Pippi Longstocking or Johnny Appleseed. I'm like,
yeah. Ooh, that looks yummy. What is it? It's noodles. I'm afraid to eat here because it's Square One, because they're connected to Scientology and all of. They are cool, but they won't fight or go against Scientology because they have a lot of their Scientologists come here to eat and stuff in the morning. Sorry, Liz.
What's more evidence do people need? It's perfectly clear and in your face.
Like noodly things like this?
Noodly, it's like, yeah.
Not really sure what's in your face.
On the Glendale Boulevard called Ginger Grass. This is like the mini mart, so they just have like little...
Parallel Jen, happy for you. Yes, I had the deposit. With the donations, I was able to put the deposit down. I haven't been able to pay for it fully, so I can't start until I pay for it. But other than that, it's the deposit is made. I've met with the person. I'm super excited to get these nightmares stopped. And Carrie's going to have to take me because they said I can't drive after I get my epidural. So we'll see. Okay. We'll definitely see. I'm going to do everything I can to get rid of these nightmares.
So apparently the owners of Square One are not Scientologists.
Where did you go when you escaped? So we would go to Wendy's. A lot of times, where would you guys go? We would go back to the house, like some of the house. Are you going to walk by the housing? I mean, it's technically a mile.
Sorry, technically I could, but it's like 5 blocks away.
Yeah. So that's good. We can show you guys another time. Okay. But there used to be like a little quick stop. So we're...
It's Proud SP and disconnection, child abuse, elderly neglect equals Scientology. Yeah, my parents are in it, and now I'm out in the outside world. I feel shitty not saying something about it.
Yes, the dual sympathetic reset. Sorry, I'm trying to see the store.
I have a husky too, and I live quite close by, so maybe I'll see you. They can play.
I love you. You want to say hi to Laura?
My dog's name is Foxy.
You want to say hi to Laura?
Laura. Nice to meet you. Oh, Estelle, nice to meet you. Oh, cutie. Okay, sorry.
My husky decided to take a nap.
Huh?
Mine's taking a nap. I could probably get him to talk to you, though.
Dear Our?
Our? I love you.
They have this.
Yeah, he doesn't care right now. He's sleeping. He really is.
You guys have fish burger and fries here?
Yeah, we always have.
I think I just always came for the oysters, and I just never realized I could have like a lunch kind of. Guys, I think I'm going to eat here. Okay, I'm going to put this away and come back. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. I come here all the time.
Just end the stream and eat some food.
Like, what? That's what I want. Fries and like a fish burger. Okay, I'll be back. Guys, I'm going to go to the place that I always go to because I'm hungry and I feel like I deserve a beautiful beer or a wine with a fish stick, hamburger, and fries. Tell me that does not
There you go.
Guys. And it's like 3 blocks, 4 blocks away from where I live, so it's perfect.
Yes.
Okay, Liz, sorry. Was I interrupting you?
No, not at all.
You're like, no, that's normal.
Not at all. I don't get bothered by people interrupting. I know people think I should cut people off, but you know what? I like people to get out what they're saying, and when it's time for me to talk, I'll talk.
I like that.
Otherwise, I like listening.
Their own little, their fingerprint of how they deal with things, you know? And something bothers somebody could not bother somebody else. Like, that's how it, like, not a lot bothers me, you know? And if it starts to bother
but think about it this way. Think about it this way. When you get cut off, so like, you're like, enough. Like that someone's saying, enough to me. I'm done. Like, I will lose my shit. Like, did they take down the billboard? Yes. Yes, I'm getting the same treatment as Miriam to help with our nightmares. Oh.
That would be amazing. Goldenrod Chardonnay. I wonder if my favorite winery out here in LA area, they're like kind of in the desert. They're called Golden Star Vineyards. They just have all kinds of amazing wines that they grow right there. And it's like an hour drive outside of LA. But I wonder if they would make a bottle that was a more marigold flavor white wine that could be called the Goldenrod. Oh, how crazy would that be? We'll see.
Mary, so yes, there is going to be a chat-a-thon, is what they want to do just to try to help. That's what I've been hearing. I don't have any specific dates, but yes, they're trying to do a chat-a-thon. Huh?
Who's asking what? Why don't you? Oh, here. Is this it?
Yes. Mention raising money for you, but your knowing feels it's not being acknowledged. If people want to donate on my Venmo or PayPal or anything like that, it's more than welcome. I other than that, I'm not asking for it. I'm literally just waiting till the new chat-a-thon and then see if we can get that covered.
And also, Liz, you don't have to ask for it. It's very nice when people just send you money randomly, because we use our money for our art world, for our lives, for our random lifts, for this food that I couldn't afford to take the time to make. And so now I'm spending $30 for a decent meal. Like, no, we always need the money and support. So yes, please send Liz money all the time, anytime you want. One of her mods.
No, once.
Go Venmo. Why don't we just all send her some Venmo right here?
It's just that it's primarily the shots are a little expensive and they're not approved as of right now.
Yeah, but it's okay to ask. Just say these shots are expensive and it's going to be great. And
yeah,
also,
the shots are expensive. I'm not going to deny it. When they told me $5,750, I was like, it better come with a diamond shooting out my butt.
There you go. That's how much Liz needs, $6,000. So let's all start saying, hey, to your fund for your shots. That'll be very sweet. And then if she does have a fundraiser, then whatever, like I said, even if Miriam made more than she needs, that's amazing. Let people have joy that have not had joy for all of their childhood. Let them have a little bit of joy with a few $1,000 extra, like whatever, you know?
Yeah, I'm not really the frivolous type. Besides that, Carrie would not let us be frivolous. Because trust me, if we win the lottery, I'm taking her to Hawaii.
You give me money, I'm spending it, period. Because it goes to something so valuable and needed.
True, it does do that, but you know, Clearwater Chat is running a 24-hour live. Yes, Clearwater Chat has been running like 24-hour lives, and I'm like, at first I thought he was there, and I'm like, dude, do you not sleep? Like, don't put your health in jeopardy for me. Like, thank you, I appreciate it, but please don't put your health and rest at jeopardy for me.
But Liz, don't. Part of gifting is you can't assume how bad it must have been for somebody to gift you that. There's no bad, it's joy. And he is not losing anything by giving you his money. It's a dear gift. He's so joyful. It's probably making him even healthier because he gets to be joyful to be able to give you this. He wouldn't risk that. And you deserve every drop. We all deserve it. The truth is we all deserve a lot of money all the time. That's the truth. Period.
Yeah.
We only have what, 40, 50, 60 years left for our lives, and we're just learning it. So we deserve it all.
True.
Right, Liz? We deserve it all.
Yeah, we
and we're good people.
We deserve to smile. We deserve to smile and not cry so much, or be ashamed of crying. How about that? One day I want to not be ashamed of crying.
Yes.
One day.
Good job. I'll help you.
Okay. Because one day I'll sing with you.
I love you. Liz, I'm going to be out protesting this evening at La Poubelle.
I will jump on your live stream and tell you how much I love you. And for you to be safe.
Yes, I will be safe. I love you. Thank you for jumping on. I love everybody in the chat. Thank you for being supportive. I feel like I should do a giveaway. I said I was going to do one and I keep forgetting. Should we do it really quick?
Yeah, just go.
Are you serious?
Go all the way up and then just pick one.
Start putting comments and just say goldenrod. And if you know the merch item that you want, if you've already been to my site and you know the merch item that you want, just start putting it in the comments. You can put hearts, you can put whatever. If you want a specific merch item, keep putting that in there. I'm going to pick it in 20 seconds and then we're going to end the live stream. Okay, guys, who wants it? Who wants it? I'm not going to look and then I'm going to scroll. Actually, I'm going to just keep scrolling away. And then whoever I land on, that's who it's going to be. So whoever's texting and putting in the comments right now within the next 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, who's it gonna be? Last person, go. Who is this? Gloria.
Misty Squirrel.
Misty Squirrel Squad. Goldenrod. Where is that? There you go. I found it. I was like, where did it click? I think what's her name is gonna. Gloria, you almost won it. Just so you know, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Misty Squirrel Squad. Let me know what you want. Send me an email. Here's my email address. Boom. Sorry, that's my website. Here's my email address. But on my website, you can choose what item you want other than the big poofy expensive jacket stuff. Just one of the basic items. Not basic, really cool. Until then, Liz, my sweet angel sister babe. I do. I send you off with the learning and loving. Learning and loving with you.